Dude, he's gonna do. Okay, so fucking. I stopped where I'm at the point to go to either south to Dayton or keep going east to fucking Cleveland, and my fleet manager, he only works like 9 to 4 or something, 8 to 4.
Oh, okay.
So after that, I have to talk to all these random dispatch night shift people
Yeah.
who don't even know what's going on.
Right.
And I talked to them, I was like, so am I going to this yard in Dayton? Because I don't have the address. Or am I going to the receiver in Cleveland? I'm like, I don't know, let me check. Never get back to me. Fucking, so I call again, get a different person. Have to go through the whole thing with them again.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I think you're gonna go to Dayton. I was like, can I get the address? They're like, oh, let me get back to you.
Mm.
Gets back to me. I call again, get a different person. Oh yeah, you're going to Cleveland. You're taking it to the receiver. I was like, well, they said they can't take it for a week. I'm like, oh no, we worked it out. You're going there.
Cleveland.
It's due at 7 a.m. yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, so maybe an hour or two to get unloaded and then straight home. Straight here.
Mm.
Fucking, I get there at 6. You want to show up like an hour early, you know? And fucking, there's always a driver check-in. And like there was a door that said, you know, for receiving. I ring the bell. There's people in the warehouse, but no one will answer the door. So I call dispatch. I'm like, hey, no one's answering. What do I do? They're like, oh, yeah, you just wait, you know. Someone's like, I'll get back to you. And 5 hours later, fucking, I passed out waiting after a couple hours.
Mm.
I wake up. It's 5 hours later. My fleet manager's trying to get a hold of me for whatever. I tell him what's going on. And he won't talk on the phone. It has to be through WhatsApp texting.
Really?
Yeah. And he takes like 2 or 3 hours to get back to you usually.
Mm.
So I'm sitting here, and then I can't remember how. Dude, there was just so much back and forth between me and my fleet manager and other dispatch. So I missed a part. 7 o'clock, I finally ring the bell, and then a voice comes on the speaker. And they're like, yeah, back up to dock door 7. I was like, sweet, fine, getting unloaded, leaving. Now, in order to back up to the dock door, because there's these bumpers, so you can't open the door once it's backed up. You have to open it before. But if you have a load, it has a seal on it. So you break that seal, like, it's broken. You can't put it back, right? It has a number on it. It's identified. I want to open the doors, break the seal. So they told me to back up to the door, which means the doors need to be open. So I break the seal, I open the doors, I back up to the door. Then they come out, they're like, we can't take this load until next week.
But you just broke the seal.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's all I need to know. Because that's what I told multiple people in my company. They told me to come here anyway. So I'll just get a hold of them and I'll leave. I'm like, okay, good. So I pull out, I shut the doors. I'm trying to get a hold of everybody. And get a hold of my fleet manager. They're like, oh, well, we need to get a hold of them and confirm it. Because they won't trust me. But these people don't answer their phone. I know because I got the number and I called them earlier and they won't answer. And fucking, that's when I waited 5 hours. Woke up, my fleet manager got a hold of me. I was like, here's the situation, blah, blah, blah. Do you want me to put another seal on there and how do I like change that? He's like, I don't know, I gotta get back to you. Wait more hours. He gets back to me. He's like, so did you break the seal? I was like, yeah, they told me to back up to the dock door, so I opened the doors and backed up. He's like, but did they say break the seal? I was like, no, they didn't specifically say break the seal.
It's on you.
And you know what he tells me? And I called him right when I picked up the load, said they can't take it for a week. He's like, well, that's why they can't take it for a week is because you broke the seal. You're not allowed to do that. You can't touch the seal. I was like, I told you 3 times over the past 2 days that they can't pick it up till next week. I told 2 or 3 other people from dispatch the same thing. You told me to come over here. They won't take it. But because they had me back up to the dock door, I had to break the seal. And now you're saying they won't take it for a week because I broke the seal. So he's fucking me. Yeah, he's purposely trying to make it seem like I'm an asshole.
Right.
And
or that you fucked up in some way.
Yeah, when it was his fuck up. And it's like, so what? Did he not remember what I told him? And it's not, dude, I'm so pissed, dude. Like, I'm so fucking mad. My head feels like it's full of lead. And, like, there's just pain going up my head and into my temples. And I'm just like, dude, I was so
You're going to have a brain aneurysm.
I was like, I can't do anything. It's not like any other job where I can walk out the door quick, get in my car, and go home.
You need this.
Well, I don't have transportation anywhere.
You can't leave. You can't go nowhere.
I can't.
You're stuck.
Yeah. And fucking, he's like, I asked him, I was like, okay, so how do I solve this? Do I put a new seal on? And how do I enter the number in the tablet so where it knows it's a different seal now? He's like, ha ha, you just have to wait. It's like, I wait 12 hours I was there, dude. And then finally, I get a hold of dispatch. They won't fucking say nothing to me. I get a hold of him again. I was like, so what's going on? Because it's getting time. He's about to leave work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to be there all night in this industrial area. Nowhere to go to eat. Nowhere to go to shit. Nowhere to do anything. Just stuck in a fucking dirt lot behind a building.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I told them they need to give us an answer quick or before I leave work. It's like, okay. Then he, like, kind of apologized. And he's like, okay, you can go to Michigan. But you have to stay with your truck. It has to be legally parked. And you have to...
So like at a yard or something? It's got to be... What's legally parked?
Yeah, like you can't just have it on the street or
Right.
something. It has to be legally parked. And there's a load on there. It's refrigerated, so I have to keep checking the fuel and fueling it, right?
Oh.
So I gotta make sure it doesn't go below half a tank of fuel.
Mm.
And so I'm like, okay, no problem.
So is it running?
Yeah.
Always running.
Well, there's a consistent mode depending on what's in there. It has to either be consistently running or on cycle mode, which is like it's set to 0 degrees and it's allowed to be 5 degrees above or below. So every time it gets above 5 degrees in there, then it turns on again and brings it back down to 0. And
oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even think about trucks like staying running.
Yeah, and then so he's like, so you have to stay with the truck. Has to be legally parked. You have to keep it full of fuel. And I'm gonna send someone there tomorrow to get the load from you. You told me this yesterday.
Wow.
So I'm like, great. No matter where I'm at, I'm gonna have to Uber to fucking Woodhaven, make sure fill it up, and then drop trailers. But this one truck stop in Woodhaven, which is the only real truck stop around for a while. Number one, I have to pay $15 a night for parking. I went to try and fuel, and they wouldn't let my card do it because we have a fuel route, so we're not allowed to fuel unless it's part of our route.
Yeah.
I don't have a route, so I'm not allowed to fuel. I'm gonna have to call the fuel department and get permission. And at this truck stop, there's like no dropping or switching trailers allowed. So I'm gonna have to call the fuel department, get fuel, pay for my parking when I leave to get fuel, get the fuel there, and then meet somewhere else to switch trailers.
Interesting.
And that's supposed to happen today. When I was doing the podcast with Sapana.
So what time you got to do all that?
Well, that's my fleet manager got a hold of me. He's like, what's the temperature on the bill of lading, the paperwork for the thing? I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 0. That's why I have it at. I wouldn't have put it there if it wasn't like that. Yeah. And he's like, no, not I. He sends me voice messages sometimes. He's like, haha, not. I'm sure you got to do better than that. Send me a picture of the bill of lading. It's like, I'm not fucking at the truck, you know? So what am I going to get a fucking $25 Uber to the truck just to take a picture of this? And then 25 Uber back? And then you were already on your way. And I'm like, this is fucking...
We should have just went there.
Damn. That's $50 out of my pocket. Just to take a picture. So I just told him it's 0. I was like, so what time is someone picking it up? So I know. And he's like... he sent me another voicemail that was, sarcastic. He's always sarcastic as fuck, dude. He's like... well, that's not the plan. The plan was you're going to deliver this load on Monday after your home time. I was like, that wasn't... No one ever said... He told me I'm taking it to a drop yard. Then he tells me to take it to the place. Then he yells at me because they won't take it after I told him multiple times they won't take it. And then he tells me he's going to have someone pick it up Thursday from me, wherever I'm at. And now he's telling me he didn't say that. He said
Well,
that,
everything's in a WhatsApp, though.
Yeah. No. Because I do call him sometimes.
Well, then you probably need to stop calling him when it happens, when the things that he thinks he can.
But he doesn't get back to me in time. Because, there's federal regulations for how long I'm allowed to be on duty.
Right. No, it makes sense, but if it's not documented, you can just pull any kind of bullshit.
Yeah, well, dude, I don't like that condescending fucking...
Bug says it'll be alright.
Yeah. He's looking at me like, what are you bitching about?
He's like, dude, I've had the even harder day.
Yeah.
The fucking spot I was napping in before I was over here, that was pretty rough.
And the big thing is, dude, I made more money at Amazon than I do trucking.
For now.
Yeah, but I don't want to do this too long.
Well,
You know?
if you work in a company that's not going to fuck you around, then you might like it.
No, because it's nice for a job. I don't want to have a job, right?
Yeah, but who does? What do you think? I'm back to doing contracting. I don't want a job either, Delvin. I'm back to doing fucking contracting.
Yeah.
Just gotta do a job. Because I swear you get bored, dude. I had a year and a half to sit home and do music. It was almost more stressful to do that, to sit here in front of this. And this is where I like to be. This is more stressful than going to a fucking contract and painting somebody's house. So stupid. Because as men, we must work.
But dude, when I was with my mentor, and he took home time, so they put me up in a motel in Missouri. All I was doing was fucking working on my websites and making ads and shit. Dude, I remember I got a free trial for whatever South Park's on, so I catch up on South Park. I was so excited. I started watching it. I was like, dude, I would much rather be working on a website and ads. It's so fucking fun to me.
You realize how much you're wasting time just being entertained by other people's stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't even as entertaining as working on my website.
Doing your own thing.
Yeah, dude, I was like, if I could do this all, I wouldn't even think of leaving. Yeah. Maybe leave to grab a fucking coffee or a fucking...
Yeah. And if it was making money, obviously.
Dude, then it would be addicting.
Yeah, if I was getting paid to sit here and do this right here, I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
But it's not always
And any stress you get from it is good stress. It's like a good feeling. Like, I got to solve this.
Yeah.
You know?
Not always. Fucking sometimes mixing people's music, it's like they're destroying your mix and you're like... It's like you take it personally. You're like, motherfucker, that kick is right. I know that snare's dope. I mix drums sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I can hang at least 3 months, because there's some companies that'll hire you with 3 months experience.
Yeah.
Most companies want 6 months over the road experience. Not even.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be over the road.
And my buddy, he had been a truck driver our whole lives, pretty much. He got his own truck and everything. You know, I think he can. I'm not sure if he can pick and choose what he can do, but that's the thing. He had to get a truck to be able to have that freedom. Yeah. You know, be like, I'm not working this week, or I'm only working 3 days.
Yeah, if you're self-employed like that.
Yeah, that's it. Self-employed. So.
Yeah, he's an owner-operator.
Yeah.
Fucking. But the thing is, you can't still just do whatever you want because you have to get a load there in a certain time. And
you have to be reliable to people, and they got to know if I go to Dell that he's always going to deliver, literally.
Yeah.
You know, that motherfucker delivers.
I like that I'm experiencing the job.
Yeah,
that's the coolest thing to me. Once I feel like comfortable with like, okay, I know what it is to do this, and I got it down. Yeah. I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, if this was like a regular job, you'd already have quit. You would have walked away like, fuck this.
Well, every other job I've had has either been dishwashing, factory, construction, or warehouse.
Labor.
And it's like, I already know, like, dude, going into Tesla, dude, it was cool, like, the first fucking couple days. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, I've had fucking 20 jobs exactly like this.
Exactly like it.
And it's like, I'm not doing this. I can't.
Yeah. Right. You already know how grueling it's going to be to keep working at that shit.
Yeah. And then the pay sucked compared to... Yeah. Dude, I was so used to making so much money from Amazon, dude. Oh.
Yeah, but they weren't working you all the time, were they?
No, they were. You get to choose. You get to... my schedule was 3 nights a week. I worked 6 nights a week. So... that 3 nights
picked up as many extra shifts as possible. So
exactly.
You get that double time or whatever, time and a half.
Yes. Most of my hours was time and a half.
Right. Interesting.
Tesla, you don't come in unless they need the overtime, and then it's mandatory. So you have no control over your schedule and how much you make.
Shit.
Yeah, my first couple checks from Tesla were $700 and something. Same thing with this trucking.
And that was a long week for $700. How long was it?
4 days a week.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a 70-hour fucking paycheck.
No, they made sure not to give us overtime.
Oh, okay. It's life. Fucking life.
No, but I got that one product I did sell on my old store like a year ago. my buddy Dalton sent it to me. He's like, you got, because he knows I'm always testing products and shit, so he sends me that. I remember his night, I was like, should be asleep. I was just having one more cigarette. And he sends me that, and I was like, I should put this on my store. And I was like, if I wait a day, I'm not going to do it. I need to do this now. So I just stayed up, put the fucking thing on my store, made 2 sales that weekend, but it was unprofitable because the price I was getting it for wasn't enough to make a profit on. And then I ran out of money, and then my car broke down, I had to buy a new car, all that shit.
Yep.
And but now he sent me this other product a couple days ago or something, and it's this little hoodie that you put over the gear shifter on your car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but dude, okay, most of the market is women.
Yeah.
And they buy stupid shit like that. Like one dude I got a course from, he was failing and failing. Then he had one product just took off after like trying 20, 25 products.
Yeah.
It was this duck swing that you put over your rear view mirror. Fucking made it into $1 million company. So, but the thing is okay, so I get that product, I build a drop shipping store. So I got this new store now.
Yeah, on what's Shopify? Okay.
And then I find it on CJ drop shipping. I'm getting it for $5, but you can get the product on Amazon for $5.
Yeah.
So that's not good, but most people aren't going to check anyway. They're just going to see it and click the ad and buy it. So, but the thing is, I went on Amazon I download a reviews app so I can steal the reviews from the product off Amazon and put it on my website. And there's nothing I could steal. They were all terrible. They were like, this is the cheapest bullshit. Doesn't look anything like the picture. Blah, blah, blah. But I already paid a company to make ads for me.
Does it look like the picture?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, when drop shipping first started, people were making like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Because they were it's basically they just became the middleman.
Yeah.
Like, what the
well,
fuck?
it's the same thing with any retail store.
Yeah, right. Mark it up, take it, mark it up.
Yeah.
Buy it in bulk or drop ship it because you don't have to buy it in bulk anymore.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Because the drop shipping, you can only do it for a little bit, and then you're going to have to build it into something. So, I'm getting the product for a bullshit price right now. That's why I had to quit doing the wands, the Harry Potter wands I sold, because I wasn't getting it for a good enough price. But I just joined Andrew Tate's course, right? And I'm in the drop shipping segment.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you're going to run ads, and it doesn't matter if you're making profit, okay? If you get 3 to 5 sales a day of this product, then you go source it from someone. And in the course, the war room they got, or the real world, they have their own source that they'll give you once you're making 3 to 5 sales a day. So you get someone from China who knows the manufacturer, who can get it for you. Instead of $5, I'll be paying 99 cents. Then I can, if I already know people are buying it 3 to 5 times a day for $15, now I'm getting it for 99 cents. I can drop it to fucking $5, $6.
And still make profit.
Yes. It's just you have to know the demand's there. So drop shipping is just to figure out if there's demand for the product. Once you figure out there's demand for the product, now you build a really good site just based around that product. And you have the ads that work. You have the product. You get it sourced for a cheaper price. You can lower your price. And then you actually build that, and you get sales. Now you fucking get your own warehouse inventory. Once you find out how much you're making on like a monthly basis.
Yeah.
And another thing with these sources is they have it in stock in the U.S. So you don't have to wait 4 weeks to get it from China.
Because there's warehouses everywhere full of shit.
Yeah. Well,
you order something from Sweetwater, sometimes it shows up the next fucking day.
Yeah.
It's a whole drum set.
Yeah.
Or it shows up later on that day. If you order a certain like a little dongle or a little adapter, the bitch will be there fucking 4 hours.
How much do you try to charge for your shirts when you're trying to sell them?
$25.
Okay. See, JP, the fucking
free
YouTube
shipping.
guy.
But it's free shipping, so even after shipping, I made $9.
Right. Well, how much are you paying for the shirt?
Like it was $15.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, my uncle sent me JP's website, the Redhead guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking, he charged $40 for his shirts.
Yeah. Anybody that's popular, they charge $40.
He has a personal brand.
Yeah, $40 to $50.
So they're buying his brand, not the shirt.
To show it off, yeah.
Right.
JP.
Like, I'm a fan. I want to.
Right.
So, like, I remember paying at Warped Tour $40
Right.
for an Amir hat.
$80, $100 hoodies. ICP made all their money on marketing, and they know that when I put that jersey out, every fucking juggalo is going to buy this.
Yes.
Bitch.
And so I priced mine at 40. It didn't work, obviously. So I was like, okay. At the time, I was using Teespring.
Yeah.
So I was paying $17, $18 a shirt. So I dropped it down to $27.97 or some shit.
Yeah.
And dude, Teespring has so many problems. Every time I'm trying to run ads, like Teespring won't register people coming to my website or anything. You can only attach a pixel if it's from Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest. You can't do it with Reddit. You can't do it with Twitter. You can't do it with TikTok. You can't attach the pixels, so there's no communication between my ads and my website. So I don't even know what's working, why people are clicking, what they're clicking.
So you got no analytics.
Exactly, pretty much. And so I was like, I need to switch to Shopify, even that's gonna cost me money. I switched to Shopify, re-upload my designs, do all this shit, and last weekend, dude, I ran a TikTok ad for the dark humor T-shirts. Yeah, almost 300 people went to my website in one day.
That's
no
crazy.
one bought shit.
See, okay, remember we were on the way home, away here, I was saying it's like sometimes I feel like it's bullshit. Like, yeah, they'll accept your money. They'll take your ad. They'll let you run
They just throw a bunch of numbers
It's
at
fucking
you.
bots.
No, but that could be.
Go ding, 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 ding,
But
ding,
here's
ding,
the thing is,
and you
it
go, wow, it's
registers.
working.
Right. Well, it could be that, but what I'm happy about is,
But no one bought. Come on, 300 people
Yeah.
and not one sale.
yeah,
Why would they go to the site and take the time out of their day to go?
right. And well, there's a few things I could have done better, right? Because
Okay.
my ad I put up had different T-shirts, so I didn't want to take them to a product page.
Yeah, that's my problem always when I advertise, when I'm putting up a specific thing. You don't want to just take them to your website because then it's like they'll get clutter fucked in their head and they'll go, oh, look at all these other things. It's like, no, you were there to buy Smell My Cunt shirt.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I didn't want to take them to a product page because there's multiple products being advertised.
Right.
So I made a collection page, which looks stupid once you go on it, dude.
Okay.
I looked at it after I ran the ad. I was like, I clicked on the ad. It took me to that. I was like, oh. And then it's $27. Other dark humor T-shirt companies charge like $20, right?
Yeah.
And now that I'm on Shopify, I'm only paying $10 a shirt.
Sometimes
so I
the
can
shirt
do
that I'm wearing right here, $5. You can get them all day. It's a He-Man shirt.
Yeah.
It's like $5. How the fuck is that even possible?
No, because they have their own manufacturer.
Yeah.
It's not print on
I mean,
demand.
obviously, I know why it's possible,
Yeah.
but geez, like,
Well, and then
geez.
TikTok won't run my dark humor ads if it has anything sexual or anything cuss words in it.
Because
So-
anybody could see it.
Right. Well, so now I had to make an ad that didn't have any like offensive shit in it.
Why don't you have the shirt say "Smell My Cant"? They'll fill it in.
Yeah. Well,
Or CONT.
or just C star NT.
Yeah, or "Smell My Cunt."
Yeah. Well, okay. So I
It's
had
the
to make
British version.
I had to make an ad that didn't have all the fucked up shit.
All right.
So I had like the T-shirt and shit, and the foot T-shirt, and then. So people probably clicked on my ad, went to the website,
And it said
and
foot.
seen I fucked dead aminals.
Yeah,
And they're
aminals.
like, what the fuck?
Sarah eats dog cum.
They thought it was goofy and cute until
Yeah.
they went to the website.
They're like,
"This is
"Aw."
fucked up." Yeah.
What are you doing? That's what he does if he's sitting here. He's a fucking goofball.
Dude, I haven't played guitar in 2 years, bro.
Really? Shut up.
Since I left.
Yeah, because you ain't had nothing
I haven't touched a
Oh
guitar.
my god.
I was barely playing when I was here after I played that show.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And, yeah.
That sucks.
It's fucking weird, dude. I'm gonna have to get calluses again. The thing is like, I don't know if I even have time to play. Like, maybe once a week I'll have time to, like, play.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I was thinking about would be a cool thing for you to have in the back of that truck, but you said it's weight restrictions. But my buddy, he drove, there was like a parade of lights in our city, and he rolls down the road in a little e-bike, and it's a little tiny one, like a little sweet little thing at $250, and it's like a mini e-bike that I think it could fold up a little bit too, and it's like not even 40 pounds or something. And it's like, how awesome would that be to like get to the city, put in the thing, and then just pull out the little e-bike and go take off. I think it can go like 50 miles or something. $250, and it was like, I think it went 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, but here's the problem, because this is where I fucked up planning all this, being a trucker and recording music and shit.
Yeah.
Is the only time I get off is my 10-hour break.
Right.
So that's 10 hours.
So the only time...
That means I need to shower, eat...
And sleep. Yeah. So
within
no
that
time.
10 hours.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes it's longer just because of the schedule and shit.
Yeah.
And then if I work up to 70 hours within 8 days, I need to take a 34-hour reset.
Of course.
And that's when I could do shit.
Right.
But other than that 10 hours, it's like, when am I going to go out for
They've
4
got
hours?
you locked in.
Yeah.
But if you needed to go to the store or something without having to, like, you know, take your truck with you. But then again, you can park in a Myers parking lot, right? You can just pull your semi and get out and...
No, well, I parked at a Walmart. But every Walmart has different policies.
Oh, okay.
So you got to, like, I have an app that tells me pretty much
that they'll allow truckers to...
Yeah, they say, like no truck parking at all, or only truck parking when shopping.
Right.
And all this, and then...
Right. Yeah, so it wasn't as cracked up as we thought it would be. Like, we thought, Dell, you'd be able to fucking go to a city that you haven't been to before, make some money on the way, and stop for a day,
and it's
go
not like I'm
fucking
going to the city. I'm going in some outskirts in some industrial
some
area.
random place.
Yeah, that's
Flat Rock or something. You know, it's
right.
Yeah, there's not a whole
or
lot.
more like
around.
New Boston.
Yeah, New Boston. There's not a lot there. It's a truck stop. Like in Romulus, they got a Burger King at the truck stop. There's like there's nothing around that place.
Yeah, exactly. So that fucking.
But maybe it depends on the company too. You know.
Oh yeah, that and what you haul and all that shit.
I mean, what if that was like the deal? Like you're looking the next truck job. You go, all right, yeah, I want to work 4 straight days or whatever. But like, can I get a day in between a load where I'm stopped somewhere? You know, where it's like I don't feel like I'm on the clock or off the clock.
No, but here's the thing: is that would be nice. Yeah. You wouldn't make any money.
You don't make any money.
I don't get paid by the hour or the day.
By the load, yeah.
By the mile.
The mile. It's
so
even worse.
Even if I'm working, but the truck's not moving forward, I'm not getting paid.
Right, because half the time you're sitting there getting loaded up, and they're not paying you for that time.
Right, so like
that's where the trucking industry could kiss my ass. That's ridiculous, right? Your time should be money. It should be when you park that fucking truck. So by the mile, when you park that truck, you're on the fucking clock. Because sometimes they're gonna make you sit there for 9 hours, not unload your damn truck.
No, but there's detention pay for that.
Okay.
So
there is some kind of pay for that. Okay.
You got you have an appointment, right? So your appointment's at 7. You obviously have to get there early. But as soon as 8 o'clock comes around, if you're not loaded up and have the paper for the load, then they charge them to have you there, and then you get detention pay.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how it works, like how much I get depending on how long I'm there or whatever. I don't know. But so they have that, but it's if you wait a whole day, it's like $125, which isn't shit.
No.
You know? And
no. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But here's it: the more I get paid, the more everything you buy goes up.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to keep those costs low, otherwise no one can afford shit.
Yeah, it's like the freaking raise the minimum wage. It's like, it sounds great, dude, but do you guys realize that all your food, McDonald's costs fucking $12 for a Big Mac combo? Are you guys are idiots.
Yeah, dude. And
the billionaires and the billionaires, you could tax them, tax the rich. Okay, and they're gonna be like, yeah, well, everything goes up by 5 cents. It doesn't seem like a lot, but now 5 cents across the board in everything in Walmart. You're not punishing rich people. Yeah. They're like, this is capitalism. You want to be part of the system. You got to be the top dog in the system if you want to make the money.
Well, that's nature.
You're just a worker. Yeah, we're worker ants right now. Yeah, they're the queen bees.
Yeah, fucking.
2 different animals.
Dude, you know how much it costs to fill up my truck from when it's down to close to E?
Like $250.
$500.
Holy shit.
That's just diesel. That's not diesel exhaust fluid. That's not for the reefer trailer.
And who pays for that?
The company, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Well, if you have your own truck, if you're an owner operator, you pay for
it. Yeah. Okay.
Fuck that. But fucking I get fucking that's every other day $500. Yeah. Just for the truck.
Right.
And another $70 to $100 for diesel exhaust fluid, and then another like The trailer, it's not that expensive.
The
It doesn't
insurance
hold
for
that
their trucks is probably
Oh my
a lot
God.
because they're letting
Yeah.
a random person that's only been working in 3 months drive across the fucking country. See you later.
Yeah.
We'll see you when you get back, Del.
Yeah.
You're like, let's hope.
much. Yeah.
I am going to Michigan. They drive like shit.
And then every time there's an accident, you got at least, like, we
Yeah.
have a fleet of 50 drivers in my fleet.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's at least 2 or 3 accidents a week
Yeah.
just in the fucking,
Yeah. Oh, by other truck drivers? They're getting in accidents?
No, but it's like little shit. Like,
Oh, okay.
a truck
Fender
stopped,
bender.
they bumped into
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
The companies have to pay for all that. They gotta get the trucks fixed. Anytime anything's wrong with their trucks, they have to pay
Yeah,
for
they
it.
can't let it go out like unfixed, right? It has
Right,
to be
yeah.
fixed.
Everything has to be in perfect working condition.
Mhm.
And then they have to pay the customer for that truck driver being late because it had to get something fixed.
So what's the ideal job for Dell then? We haven't figured that out yet.
Oh no, well there's no ideal job. I know what I want to do, but trucking's not going to help me get there.
What do you
If
want
I
to do?
I don't want to, but I was thinking if I could just move to Florida and get some job in sales, whether it's real estate or some phone thing. I watch all these business podcasts,
Mhm.
and every single person who wound up being a millionaire,
Use other people's money.
no, they all came from sales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because real estate is a funny business. Yeah. If you sell $1,000,000 house, you get a huge fucking cut. If you sell $100,000 house, it's not the same.
Yeah, you get usually like 3.5%.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I watched this podcast. Some guy, he has he sells luxury real estate in Vegas,
Right.
and like I follow some luxury.
Yeah, they make TV shows about shit like this.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like, $22 million.
Dude,
Yeah.
I follow a couple real estate.
Imagine making $2 million on one fucking sale. Kiss my ass.
No, dude,
That's
fucking-
ridiculous.
There's a couple YouTube channels where it's luxury real estate in
Yeah.
Florida. Dude, okay, so this guy on the podcast is saying usually if you do luxury real estate, you're selling, anywhere from $20 to $50 million houses.
Yeah.
You only get 1%, but he pays his people 3.5% just because he's like, I can, might as
Yeah.
well treat him good.
Yeah.
3.5% of 20 million, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna do the math because I know it's a lot of money. I was like, I could use that, right?
20 grand? No, 250,000? No, because 10% of, would you say 20 million?
3.5% of 20 million.
Yeah. What would 10% of 20 million be? Yeah, I'm really bad with percentages.
Yeah.
When you're on the spot, I'm like, huh. Yeah, I suck at that.
Yeah. If it was 100 million, I knew I'd get 3.5 million.
There you go.
So, but if it's 20 million, that's 100 million divided by 5.
Like
So that's
500.
20 million divided by 5.
So you're getting like $500,000 or something.
Right, yeah, something like that. Which is, if
A
you
lot.
sell one house
Yeah.
that year,
Yeah, I don't
you
make
are
shit being
set.
a contractor. I don't make shit.
Yeah.
If I busted my ass, I could get fucking 80 grand. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, 80 grand's like poor now.
Yeah. And I don't like gouging when it comes to contracting.
Yeah,
I don't
then
think.
you're.
Yeah, I don't want to be out pricing everybody. It's like my tile price, for example, is like $15 a square now, and it used to be 10.
Mm-hmm.
And most people are charging $30 and $40 a square. It's like, what?
Well, you can't. If it's $15, you gotta charge at least double.
Yeah, but you can make like $40 an hour doing that tile job
Yeah.
for $15 a square. That's kind of a lot to do tile. So if you're charging $40 a square, you're making like $100, $80 an hour. I guess.
That's why I want to get into selling something luxury, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Like fucking, because they don't care what the cost is. They just want it done.
Yeah. Well, rich people. Yeah, working in. That's why the guy I work for, he always likes places like Ann Arbor and Farmington Hills or doctors' houses or whatever.
Dude,
Because
yeah.
money's no object.
Right. Dude, when I was working for that moving company for like a month in Austin,
Yeah.
we were a high-end moving company. We were like the most expensive. So we
Like
get the most
pianos and
expensive
shit.
clients, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, probably 4 or 5 people within that month
Mhm.
tipped every single person $100.
Yeah, it's crazy. When do you ever get that? $100 tip,
Dude, it was fucking nuts. And it's like, there was one dude, he was like my age.
Mm.
He was a tech dude.
Yep.
Fucking, we helped him move into this fucking apartment. Tipped us each $100.
Speaking of tech, did you hear about that girl? So she was like a CEO of a startup company or something like in tech, and she made $7 million, right? And she just got murdered like 2 days ago in her Baltimore apartment.
For what?
Don't know, but I'm pretty sure she was a defund the policer. Pretty much.
No.
Pretty sure she's on that whole side. Yeah. And that didn't work out too good. You need guns and you need security systems. You make $7 million. Why don't you have a security team?
Or at least know how to use a gun.
Yeah, right. A security guard with some cameras.
How'd she get killed though?
Somebody broke in and fucking beat her to death with some blunt object. It's like,
yeah. See, if she would have had a gun, that would have stopped that.
A great equalizer, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there. Can you even have one in Baltimore? I don't know. Most cities you can't. Seems
Yeah.
like. Which is kind of. When I was younger, of course, I was like, yeah, we don't need guns. It's like, no. Now I completely believe in this Constitution. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you go ahead and have your gun, dude.
No, dude, in Austin, the only place I liked in Austin was the river, right? They
Yeah.
got like they make it like pretty, you know, like they clean it up, they make it. It's really nice to be around there. And there's some dude and some chick there with a camera and a microphone, and they tried to stop me and ask me to like something about we need. I can't remember how they worded it because I didn't understand what they're asking, and I walked away. And I was thinking about it, and what they meant was they're trying to put more cameras on the trail because, you know, since everyone started moving there, they find bodies in the river and all this shit.
Yeah.
And they say there's a serial killer out there. Well, they're out there trying to get more so that the whole place is just surveyed all the time with cameras. It's like, you live in Texas. If you're afraid, either don't go out at night
Carry your gun with
by
you.
yourself or carry a gun.
Yeah.
You don't need a permit. Dude, in Texas, I can walk down there with a gun concealed and it's legal.
Even in Michigan, yeah, in some sort. The guy I work with, he's always got a gun.
Yeah, but he has to, in order to, oh yeah, but
it's open carry, yeah.
Okay, yeah, open carry, but
Yeah.
in Texas, you can conceal it. It doesn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's what you meant. So it's concealed carry with no permit. Okay, yeah.
You just can't take it into a store.
Yeah, that's what it is. But he does it all the time. Fucking here in Michigan, no one says shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if something were to happen,
yeah, they'd
investigate it and be like, hey, you know.
Right. Yeah. They'd review all the cameras and see what really happened.
So it's like, why are you trying to
because you can't brandish that fucking thing unless somebody's literally trying to kill you nowadays. It's like, how do you prove that? Yeah. Until they already fucked you up. But right, the hammer has to be like this close to your head. So it's like the camera has to see you go, oh shit! Yeah. Then you're able to shoot them. Come on, and even then it might be sketchy.
Yeah.
It didn't make contact. He was just trying to give you a fucking love tap with that hammer. Yeah, sure he was. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I was thinking it's like they just want to put surveillance up. You know, they got like the green or blue lights in Detroit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I see on the news like some gas station kept getting robbed. They have the light that they paid the city for. That's supposed to be under 24-hour surveillance by the police.
Yeah.
They keep getting robbed. They call the police. Police don't show up for 5 hours. Oh, nothing we can do. Okay, so I'm paying to have this camera up. The surveillance is supposed to make me safer.
Yeah.
But I still get robbed, and the police still don't do anything.
Well,
so,
because cameras used to mean something in some way, you know? Like, when you had a camera, people respected the fact, oh, shit, I'm on camera. But now, kids are literally filming themselves committing fucking crimes on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, they do not take that into consideration at all.
Yeah.
And with the COVID crap, with the mask stuff, you can just wear the mask into a store. No one says anything. They're like, oh, he's just scared of COVID.
Yeah.
Until he's taking your shit. Yeah, I didn't know all those cigarette packs were going to be used for your fucking... for your COVID. Is that why you're wearing that mask? No. Stop. Stop being a butt. I'll put you down.
Dude, I might need to form a band. Hanging out with Zapana, man.
Make you want to jam.
Yeah, dude.
I want a band.
Me to be a part of that world again.
Yeah.
But until they start talking about like all the drama on social media, then
that's why I don't want to be in a band, but I want to be in a band. Me and Tyler are always saying, like, should we be in a fucking band? It's like, no, as soon as they start coming over twice a week, you're going to be sick of them in 2 seconds. Like, oh, fuck, it's band practice. I just got home from a hard day fucking painting someone's house or something. And you're like, fuck. And everybody always comes with their bullshit. They always bring their bullshit.
I was telling them earlier, I was like, I'm not forming a band again until I don't have to work a job.
Right, because then it's not as annoying when they bring their attitudes and they don't come with their parts and, like, learn. It's like, you're the drummer, dude. It's tap, boom, tap, play the fucking shit. It's just drama, and it's nonsense. unfortunately, because it is fun. Because I've heard statistics that say like people in my age, 45 years old, we have no friends, and I've been asking people, who do you hang out with? No one. You live 5 minutes away. Who do you hang out with? No one. Like, when's the last time you actually hung out with somebody?
It's been 2 years for me.
Yeah, for you, it's been 2 fucking years, and you're
2
not even
years.
40.
Yeah, I'm not even 30.
Right. It's how it is, though. We're all isolated, but then we do get together as a band or something. It's cool for a minute. It would be cooler if everybody brought their A game, and they all, with 5 guys in a band, it seems easy to do the social media. It seems like it would be easier to do the social media thing. Like, one guy's just got to pop out his camera during the practice, and social media is everything, unfortunately. So somebody's got to do it. Then the burden always falls on one person. And me being the studio guy, I'm always the guy recording everything. I'm always the guy mixing everything, right? I'm always the guy fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's always fallen. Like, you look at the Beatles, the Stones, fucking every band you can think of, there's 1 or 2 people that make it work, and the rest are there.
So it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read Keith's book. He's talking about he'd be in the studio 24/7.
Yeah.
And no one would be there, and he'd just write a whole song by himself, and then people show up. It's like, where were you?
Yeah.
What the fuck were you doing?
Well, that was John Lennon's problem, wasn't it? Him and Phil Spector always got pissed off each other because sometimes which was stupid for Phil Spector to show up at 7:00 in the morning at the studio to work all day, to know that John Lennon's going to come in fucking high as fuck with 40 people at 9:00 at night. And he's ready to go, and he wants to go home. It's like, isn't that your fault? Like, wouldn't you well, they couldn't text each other or a cell phone. Hey, are you going to be at the studio? He's like, not till 10. Where are you? I'm at the studio. Why are you doing that, mate? It seems ridiculous. That seems ridiculous. But, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to get up? Yeah, go do something. You're getting hot. Yeah, I don't know. I want the band thing, though. I do. Because I want to play some shows again, man. I miss that shit.
Yeah. See, I feel old. Like, I can't even picture myself jumping around on stage. Like,
You'd have to work out for it again.
Yeah.
You'd have to get in shape.
Dude, and I can't scream anymore. Like, I think I fucked up my throat my last show.
Or maybe your throat was fucked up. Because isn't that how it works? Like, you have to shred it up a little bit in order for...
No, this is different, though. Because I've had to retrain myself to scream a bunch of times. So when Foley became my drummer, I was practicing. I was like, I realized I was doing it wrong. So I stopped doing it because I had a show. And then maybe a day or a couple days before the show, I was like, I just got drunk and just fucking went hard.
Is your technique just off or something? Is it?
Well, it was then. This is how I fucked it up. Is I didn't have the technique down. And then, so I just get drunk and go hard so that I'm doing it wrong. It still sounds good, but I'm not feeling the shit because I'm so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what I did during the show. I went so fucking hard with my throat.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I've had this, like, thing in my throat. Like,
it's from drinking. It's from drinking. Because that's what happened to me.
But I'm still trying. Like, I'll be driving the truck.
Well, I haven't drank in a couple of years. And my singing voice is not what it was. What happens is it feels tighter. It feels smaller. The thing in the back of my throat, the uvula, is longer, right? It can touch the back of my throat. And when I sing, I can feel it. It pushes against the back, and I feel a tickle. And I'm like, that sucks.
No, I feel like a weird vibration that was never there. And then you can hear it.
Maybe it's part of the charm.
No, you can hear it. It's like this broken up thing, especially highs. I can kind of cover it with the lows.
Yeah.
With the highs, it's like, what the fuck is that? It can't sound good. And it's just like, it's like this underneath sound that you hear underneath it that kind of breaks it up. And I'm just like, you know?
Yeah, unfortunate.
It's like,
but that would come back with time, with a band maybe.
That's what they were saying. Is like, you just need to be jamming.
You just have to shred it up, and it'll happen.
Like,
I've never my problem right now is I can't even get my vocals done because I'm afraid to even sing right now. Like, I don't do it all the time. We write music, and then at the end we're like, hey, now it's time for vocals, and it's like, I haven't sang in 6 months, dude. Okay, now I gotta work at it now. I gotta figure it out. I gotta start singing and I always have a car that has no fucking radio. For a guy who mixes music, I always have right now it's like the windows, the see, the window, the dashboard, and the radio are all connected to some kind of fuse or something. A wire's loose, so my van doesn't work like that. The music just goes. There's no speakers half the time, right? And it's I've had 3 or 4 vehicles in a row where something happened to the radio, and I don't go get a new radio because I'm like, I ain't spending money on a fucking system for my car for a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because somebody breaks into it and it's gone. It's happened. Somebody broke my shit, took my fucking Polk sub and all my speakers and my fucking sweet radio and everything. Like, cool. That was fucking $1,500. Yeah. So I'm stuck. I need to sing over stuff. So I'm trying to make myself.
That's what, when I drive, I try to do that. Dude, like, it's just like, it's not it was easy to work on shit when it was my main priority for life.
Yeah.
But now it's not. I'd rather have money than do music.
Well, that's why I went back to work.
Yeah.
I feel better knowing I'm getting paid at the end of the week. Like, I spent a whole year and a half sitting trying to write this music. You haven't heard hardly any of it. You haven't heard any of it. We need to go through some shit if you want to hear some shit. Because I don't send it to anybody just in case I do sell it. Because I have had people go, no, this is solid. We're just not looking for composers. And it's like, fuck, you know. But if I send it out to a bunch of people, you know, they're not feeling that. Yeah.
Well, one of my problems, you know, every time I'm singing and I try to go higher, my throat just tenses up. Yeah. It's like I can sing where I'm not using my throat, but as soon as I go higher, I use my throat.
Okay.
It drives me nuts.
It's because you got the head voice, the resonant space isn't dialed in.
So I need to focus more on that feeling in the face.
That spot, yeah, because it's like in the head, you know, in some way. You like, you know, I don't know. It's diaphragm control and being able to focus it, you know, focus the sound that comes out over the like in the top hair of your throat, you know, that's where the sound's hitting, you know. I mean, I talk like that, you know. I'm always like, in this mountain, you're coming right for us, Jimbo. I already talk that way. I just sometimes like, I don't know, allergies doesn't let me hit that high note or something. I don't know what it is. Practice makes perfect. Sweet, dude, though. I got a 5-string bass now. Did you see my 5-string bass? Pretty fucking sweet, right? Yeah. Pretty awesome.
It looks familiar.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, yours is the same as Tyler's. Look at it. The same 2 basses.
Wait,
right?
didn't he say he bought that because of...
I think yeah, because Mark had this bass.
Didn't you ask me what it was before you bought it?
I think you, Adam, Mark all had this bass.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive.
Dude,
and it
it's
always
cheap as
sounds
fuck
amazing.
and it's the shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's active pickups.
That's what, yeah, it's fat. It's just fat as hell. Yeah, battery makes all the difference in the world. Plus the necks are always set up. I don't know, Guitar Center nailed it, right? And it's a Guitar Center bass, right?
No, Ibanez.
Yeah. Oh, this is an Ibanez?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought yours was the SD. Is his an Ibanez?
No.
So that's that's what it is. Sound Gear by Ibanez. So that's why they have the same headstock and everything. Yeah. It's not technically an Ibanez, his, and I don't think Mark's is technically an Ibanez either. It's an SDG or something, or an Ocean. I think Adams is an Ocean base. Yeah, $250. Yeah, this is sweet. I can't wait to throw it on now.
Dude, the bass on the album sounds amazing.
Oh, yours? Down, 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 down. Yeah, it has that fatness. We could not make your Schecter work for our album, though, dude.
Really?
It's because we don't play heavy music. And it's like, yeah, our shit's so different. Like, we tried adding it in the album. I had all these plans. I'm going to use the slide guitar. We're going to put the fucking violin on there. We're gonna put the pump organ on there. We're going to do all these things, and we end up just doing all DIs and all fake shit. It's just easier. I got a fucking piano sitting here, you know? I got this new fucking screen here this is just for one plugin. I got to figure out where to put it in the chain, but this system right here, this console one system, that is literally a plugin on here.
Oh, I didn't think I've seen that.
No, you ain't seen none of this shit. But yeah, this is my faders now, and this is an SSL plugin strip that can be any kind of. I can make this into a Neve console or an API if I buy all the add-ons and stuff. So every soft tube plugin or universal audio plugin, they all can be controlled pre-mapped with this thing. It's already comes console one ready or whatever. Yeah, so then I got my writing station here, so when, I could just sit here and do this. So when I was doing this fucking library music all day, I could easily navigate. It's dope.
Oh, dude, I got a whole playlist full of. I want to record my own music too when I'm trucking, but I got this whole playlist of songs I want to do acoustic covers of. I got one that it can't just be an acoustic, dude. I need you to fucking modern it up for me.
Okay.
And it's fucking just bass and drums, and I'll do the guitar and vocals on. But dude, oh my god.
What's the cover?
Who Is He? What Is He to You by what's his face? It just died a couple years ago. Who is he? And what is he to you?
Do I know that song?
I don't know.
Somebody that died?
Yeah. It was like it's like blues kind of.
B.B. King?
No.
I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I'll send you the song.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But dude, because like the drum beat's like, you just make it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then
anthem they sound.
Oh my god, I love that song. I hear it in my head, just like going hard, dude. And I'm just like, that would be so fucking cool. There's so much fucking. I was thinking that that song that's like popular, right? Richmond, North of Richmond.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that would be such a good pop punk song. Fucking, I just hear it.
The dude I work with plays that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think about it. I guess.
I think it's a good song, but the rest of his shit.
It's all the same. We were playing another song.
I don't like his other shit.
Okay, we were playing another song, and he was like, yeah, wait, this isn't the same song. I was like, yeah, it sounds like the same fucking song to me. Like 5 songs in a row, and they're all the same song.
Oh. I listen to some other things, and I was just like, ugh.
I've been listening to some them Tiny Desk concerts, you know, the NPR ones where they do the acoustic stuff in the library. Yeah, sometimes like T-Pain, for example, you know, he's all the auto-tune and everything. Everybody knows T-Pain for that sound. Well, he can actually fucking sing, and he was all super nervous about it, but he went on the Tiny Desk concert, and he's one of the best. I think he's one of the better performances. No pitch corrector. Yeah, he's bringing a toy.
Oh, I thought that was the door opening.
No, it's the baby. It's the baby cat. What do you got? But yeah, I watched one with Post Malone. I get what he's saying. I think he's a cool guy because he was on Rogan.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
He seems like a really good hang. But do I like the music? Not really.
No, but he even says that himself. He's like, all I know how to do is sing with auto-tune.
Oh, you know what he said? Was, sorry, my voice is balls today. That's what he said in the Tiny Desk thing. And there's this other guy I came across named Jason Collier.
So it's like them in a studio doing it live, right?
It's a library. Yeah, but it's all acoustic. It's everything stripped down. Like Coldplay did one, you know? Yeah, and a lot of the people you can reveals if they're even good, you know?
Yeah.
Because there ain't no processing. And it's like a lot of people really fucking suck in this in the pop music industry. But somebody like Jason Collier guy, I do not like his music at all. Like, I am not a fan of his music. But is the guy a fucking genius? Yeah. That fucking guy can play the piano like insane classical shit. Play every instrument. You know, he writes these crazy things where I don't even understand the theory. Like, he's doing key changes and stuff and musical changes that I can't wrap my head around. That's why it doesn't sound good. It's like Steve Vai, like such a good, amazing guitar player, but does he write any good music? No, not at all. Not a fucking song is good. Not objectively not good.
Dude, I knew this kid in high school that was obsessed with like him and
terrible.
You know, all those
Petrucci and Dream Theater and all that. It's like,
I was talking about, I was like, yeah, they're good guitarists, but like they don't even write songs. I can't listen to it. He's like, lyrics ruin songs. I was like, no, it's not a song. You just listen to some dude
It's
jam.
an instrumental that he's jamming on, that he's got this clever thing and a fake drum machine. What was that band? Silver Sun Pickups. The Lazy Eyes band, song or whatever. They said it's easier, and they're, you know, whether you respect their opinion or not, because they write weird music anyway, or simple shit, but they say it's easier to become a super talented guitar player than it is to write a good fucking song. And we all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I've watched fucking Sum 41, like, behind the scenes, recording their album, and they're interviewing the guy. He's like, dude, it's nothing to say. He was, like, fucking shredding, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this doesn't... it sounded like fucking Dave Mustaine playing.
Right, but on stage in his band...
He was like, it's so much easier to sit there in a room for hours and learn how to do that than it is to write a good song.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why his music isn't like that.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne, obviously, she was married to him, right? The singer of Sum 41, and yeah, it's her their songwriting ability is what sells that shit.
Yeah.
And if you watch Avril Lavigne's band, for example, you see how amazing is that rhythm guitar player. That guy is on point, Or like the guy who started, I hate the band, Five Finger Death Punch.
Oh, yeah.
But I respect what they do because they were all people in the industry. They're getting fucked over. The hired gun thing. Like there was that documentary, Hired Gun. That one guy was like the guitar player from the band. I think he was like Mandy Moore's guitar player, Pink, Katy Perry.
Oh, so it was a bunch of like studio hire musicians
said,
that got
"Fuck
together.
that."
It's like, let's be the rock stars.
Yeah, let us do it now.
Yeah.
And then they, I respect that. Like that singer is okay, but I mean, as a band, if you took the vocal off there, I bet it's a tight sound. It's a cool
That's
sound.
with a lot of mainstream bands.
Yeah. They're all
the
good.
music will be heavy with good riffs, and then you'll have some like post grunge fucking like a mix of Nickelback and Metallica guy singing.
Yeah.
And that's what'll get them on the radio
Yeah.
because that's like we're at least around here,
Yeah.
like the riff and shit.
Like that's why Papa Roach succeeded. They changed it up and they wrote commercial fucking shit. But damn, do they write some catchy goddamn songs, dude.
I can't.
I love Papa Roach and
I like the old shit. I like Last Resort.
No,
and
see, I don't like that at all. I can't listen to that crap, dude. No, I want that produced like, we were born for grains and.
Yeah, see, I can't. I like some sloppy live stuff.
Right, I know. Well, that's how we mixed your
Yeah.
album. It wasn't. We still used samples, but it was still raw.
Yeah.
You can tell that you're playing, and that's what me and Tyler are trying to go for with this album we're about to put out. Is it has to sound produced, but it still has to. I'm playing the drums on every fucking
But it
song.
has to sound like there's people that
People
are being
playing
produced.
it.
You know?
Yes.
You know?
It can't be super perfect.
Like
and
Papa Roach
polished.
nowadays, or last time I heard him, which is probably like 6 years ago. But fucking, it didn't sound like there was a band.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was almost singing over techno music that was trying to sound like rock music.
It's that electronic movement in the metal. Yeah. They have to put all these candy and all these drops and bass sub. Yeah, all this stuff has to happen.
Well, the drums sound like drums you'd hear out of
Yeah.
a rap song.
Well, look at when
know?
I watched that Nail the Mix with Godsmack. I couldn't believe, like, okay, so they have been a band that wrote their own music for all these years, right? Now they're a successful band, but then they hooked up with Eric Ron, and Eric Ron was like, he's only 20-some years old. He's like, trust me, bro, I'll write the songs with you or write them for you, and you play. Let me just do this for you. And they're like, oh, man, I don't know about that. Everything's a fake. Everything's fake drums, fake DIs, fake everything. But that's why it sounds so perfect in the end, whether or not that's what you're going for.
I think they're a band that does go
that wants to go for that because it's a Papa Roach thing, and the Shinedown thing is like they need it. Like when I watched the Nickelback mix just recently, and it's like he didn't put any plugins on anything hardly. It's like that that's where the respect comes in. If it's going to be a Shinedown song, whether it's a DI or not, that DI track that they're playing the guitar is perfection. You know what I mean? That bass player played that to perfection. And that drummer, he might be being replaced 100%. He's being replaced, but he played them drums perfect. It doesn't make sense in some way, but sometimes in some way it does. Maybe it makes the connection with the band stronger, even though they know that that's not really going to be the drum sound in the end. I don't know. Maybe it makes the connection to their music for them personally, so that when they play it on stage, it feels good to play it because they're like, we wrote this.
Yeah.
Even though the fucking drums are fake as hell.
Yeah, like remember that A Day to Remember CD?
Yeah, it's all
I
fake.
gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had the drummer go in, just do the kicks on the triggers.
Yeah.
And then he did a few fills.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Sometimes it's just overhead with him just hitting cymbals.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get the vibe.
Yeah.
That's where you get that room sound. Because, I mean, just even my own album, I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell when you hear it, but there's like 12 drums, there's 12 snare samples on there. Just because I got one doing a dry sound, one's doing the room sound, one's doing the ring, one's doing the overhead sound, one's doing the big room sound, and then one's being like the tight papery sound, and then I got my real drum set who has its own characters, like the own snare has its own tone, and the bottom snare has its own tone, so all that together makes this one snare, and I'm trying to still make it sound like it's a real snare.
You could just keep the real snare.
It does not do it. No, if anything, I could mute the real drum set, and I did that last Sunday. We were listening to the album, and I was like, I spent all this time recording these drums. I fixed them up. I made sure it's all on the grid and everything's locked in. And I'm playing it with, I'm hitting it hard with feel. And I've got it mic'd up with 14 mics in the drum in the garage. When I came back in here and I got it all the way I wanted to sound it, I muted the real kick, the real snare, and the rooms and something else. And I was like, it sounds exactly the same. It could have just been the snare. So in the next album, I might not be doing real drums because in the end, I just replace it. Because I always pick drum sounds that sound real to begin with. I guess that's all it comes down to. If you're picking a super processed snare, it's going to sound super processed. Like when you in Seb's album, that was a Stephen Slate unprocessed snare, and I think it was like almost the same snare as he was using. Like it was like the Black Beauty sound or like the Ludwig or whatever it was. Yeah. So I picked the snare that sounded like his snare already, and then just blended that in and punched it up.
It was cool though when you did Sapana's song with the drums that were just raw.
Oh, the raw drums.
It sounded good.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that they didn't want that actually. They wanted a more polished sound. I was like, oh, I was going straight raw.
Yeah, it sounded good though.
Yeah,
it
did.
And it the thing is it might not be as clear
punchy.
or punchy. But the fact that you can hear it and know it's real adds likability to
Yeah, because as soon as I put them drum samples on, I put like the Cole snares and stuff on there, which is like, he's like a metal god in the industry. His snare sounded perfection right off the bat. I don't have to do anything to it. I just drop it in there and it's like...
Oh, here's the argument I have towards produced stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can make any sound and make it any way and make it as perfect as possible. The thing is like, now, I'm not really a fan of Led Zeppelin, but in Stairway to Heaven...
Yeah.
When he hits like that fucking splash or whatever during that part, it's perfect.
Okay.
And it's that real cymbal.
Yeah, real shit.
And it just it hits you in an emotional way. Whereas if you listen to a techno song or something or rap and it has that same sound, it's not special.
Oh, because it's the same snare hit every single time.
No,
right?
no, but
variation.
No, because he only does it once in the whole song.
Okay.
Right? So it's an effect.
Oh, like it surprises
like,
you.
And it starts getting harder, right?
Okay.
And it's like, it just makes the whole song evolve once he hits that. But if it were like the same thing, but everything was fake, it wouldn't mean as much. Cause
you get old on it. Yeah. As the song goes through, you're like...
No, but even when it happened, you wouldn't think it's special because of course they can do that.
Okay, okay. Like when Seb hit the bongos.
Yeah, that, okay, now, well, not exactly the same, but like...
But you couldn't get that from a sample because that's literally him hitting this thing that was sitting on the side of the...
Right, and if you put it in as a sample, it's like, why would you do that?
It's all processed now.
No, but like, in Stairway to Heaven, you know why he hits that cymbal. It's the perfect fucking thing. It totally changes the song. And, but it's like, I kind of forgot my point, but if it wasn't real drums, if that was like Robert Plant on a computer, it's like, of course he's going to choose that. But it's the thing that they chose to do that with that instrument, like, that they just like, and hit it that way, it just sounded perfect.
Maybe a lot of the problem, it just comes down to people were better at playing because they had to be better playing and there wasn't a whole lot of just record yourself.
Yes. I think that's a huge part of it because it's like he had to think of that. He had to go grab the cymbal and hit it and be like, I have to do it right. You know?
The budgets aren't there and people's playing skills are just not there. And they have to do it fake in some way because some drummers, they might be cool, beastly live, but they can't play in a click to save their fucking life, There's so many factors, I guarantee it. Budget is a lot of it. I think a lot of the turnaround on these metal albums is like 2 weeks, dude. Like, really? Dude, like we were just talking about with the guys, it's like 5 years between albums and Radiohead and Nine Inch Nails and stuff because they could develop a sound. That's why Tool's last album sounds different than the one they just put out. It's a whole different band at that point. Yeah. They've evolved. They've got different tastes. They might wake up one day and be like, I don't like Green Day anymore. Fuck them. And it's like, and all of a sudden, they're listening to different shit. They're like, I'm only Taylor Swift for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Now everything sounds like that. But they get 5 years to work all this stuff out. And people waited.
Pick up from different places.
And it was worth it in the end because when they did drop the album, people bought it. So then they can recoup those millions of dollars that they wasted over 5 guys with a budget and a team and a studio. Half these bands nowadays don't even make profit on their first album, so they never get a second chance, which is fucked up. The 90s gave everybody a chance. That's why some of these songs on the radio still today, you're like, that is mixed terribly. It sounds terrible, but it's a good song, and they took a chance, and those guys got rich on that one song. You know, we don't get that anymore, and nothing makes money, which is unfortunate. Spotify is fucking the world. And we used to make fun of Metallica and all those guys when they were pissed about Napster and stuff like that, and I get it now. Music is a fucking, just for example, trying to write this library music, for trailers, and for movies and stuff. It's all going to be AI in the next 2 years.
Yeah. Well,
they're not even going to need us.
Here's the thing is, music nowadays isn't the product.
Yeah.
Music is marketing the product, which has to be you.
It accompanies everything. Yeah, everything has a music attached to it, but the
but
music's not the priority.
This kind of goes back to, like, I wasn't around with the vinyl records and shit, but still, you're attached to the band, not the music.
Like when you got an album back in the 90s, when you got a Pearl Jam album for like Vitology, and you look through and you're like, look at all these weird photos. Like you really base this like perception of a personality around things.
It's a personal brand.
Yeah.
That's what a personal brand is.
You see the lyrics and the...
Wow. But now there's no money in music, so the music only promotes a personal brand.
Or the show. Yeah. Or the thing that you're going to go to and spend
but no one's going to get
$500.
attached enough to, like, spend a bunch of money going to the show on a big scale unless you have a good personal brand that they're emotionally invested in.
Right.
Right? That's why the controversy is the best thing. I was trying to say that earlier.
Yeah, the negative helps.
The haters are what push you to the top.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
You want to piss them off.
Exactly. And then the more people that hate you, the more people who only like what everyone else hates. You know?
Yeah, the contrarians.
The contrarians are fucking for you all the way.
Yeah. Rooting, ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Trump thing.
Exactly.
You can go to jail and they're still going to vote for him. They're going to write him in.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And,
because he got a brand.
Dude, yeah.
You know, it's like he's changed his brand. If you know, it's like he doesn't dye the hair anymore and he isn't tanning as much.
Yeah.
You notice that it's the silver hair and less tan.
Yeah.
And it's a different brand. You can tell it's the old Trump.
And it's not the the funny comedian Trump.
Yeah.
It's the serious go to war Trump.
Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get all that.
But that's what he does is branding. Yeah. That's how he fucking built an empire. Fucking gold letters Trump across all of his buildings and shit. That's his brand.
Yep.
He knows how to
Trump
brand.
water. He has Trump water that he gives to fucking victims of like disasters. He shows up with the Trump water. They'll be like, greatest water ever.
And that's what fucking, and you know, all bands say they don't like the business side of the music industry and all this bullshit, but that's exactly what they do. Like, you're wearing tight jeans, Monster Band t-shirts, straightening your hair.
You still look like you're into that whole Day to Remember vibe. Yeah. That's what you look like.
And dude,
just stretch them out, dude.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Basketball shorts. And
basketball shorts and a band shirt.
And fucking this is a company t-shirt for trucking, but
oh, you're a company man now.
Fucking, but the bands brand themselves. That's why they shop at Hot Topic or fucking.
Yeah.
It's so
Burn down Hot Topic.
Because they're a brand. It's just natural.
Yeah, and that's why
you need to embrace it. Don't put it down.
Yeah.
You know?
Because there's no way to succeed otherwise nowadays. Literally, there is no other way to.
No, but there never was. Nirvana.
Right,
their brand was
illusion.
Torn jeans and a fucking. They don't want to call it a brand because that's business and that's bad.
No, it was a brand.
It is a brand. Yeah. Your sound is a brand.
If other people start dressing like you because you wore that too, they did it because there was only lumberjacks that lived there, so that was the only thing they sold at Walmart. So they wore pajama pants with shirts.
Scene or something.
Yeah. No, I think it's because they could only buy they could only buy flannels at Walmart, and they could only buy the shorts with the pajama bottoms underneath them. And that's why they wore that shit. They had no choice. But then other people see that as a brand, and they go, "Well, I want to be like that." And so now everyone dresses like Eddie Vedder.
I think they probably put more thought into it. Guns N' Roses definitely.
Maybe.
Here, Nikki Sixx, you know the guy who signed Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Metallica. You know his story. Well, anyway, it's a big, interesting story, and I was following it. And Motley Crue. He wasn't even a guy that signed bands. He just worked for a company.
Okay.
He signed them. He went backstage with
Are you talking about Bob
Sixx.
Rock?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
I
he's
can't
just
remember
the
his
engineer.
name, but he went backstage with Nikki Sixx. And Nikki Sixx, he's not a musician. He didn't even know how to play bass at the time. He just gave him this whole marketing plan of what this is. He's like, look, this is my marketing plan. He's a business guy, dude. And all Motley Crue was a business plan. It's like, we are going to be the poor guy's Kiss. We're going to be like the dirty, like X-rated Kiss for the poor people, like the degenerates. And it was like a big marketing plan. Look what happened, dude.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Guns N'
Everyone
Roses.
else doesn't want to admit that that's what their band is too when they envision their band.
See, people like Scott Weiland understood this. Velvet Revolver literally looks like a bunch of crackhead motherfuckers playing music, and that was the intention.
Yeah.
You know, we want to look like the sleazy
But I
guys.
feel like they wouldn't admit that.
No, I think they did. No, I'm pretty sure that was why he dressed that way for that specific band, because he didn't dress that way for Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
It was more like shirtless or like more like hippie vibe, you know. And then in Velvet Revolver, he's got leather hat and he's got the glasses on and the skinny, tight leather pants, and it's like, okay, that's Velvet Revolver.
Yeah.
You know, dancing like, you know, whatever. I don't even know. Yeah.
Fucking
Makes sense.
no, but I feel like a lot of these bands, they wouldn't like Slash with the top hat. It's branding.
Yeah. You wouldn't know who he was if he cut his hair and he took the
Right.
hat
Well,
off.
fucking like their first manager, Alan Niven, starts a podcast with him. He's like, yeah, Slash told me. I asked him, what do you want to be? He's like, I just want to be. I can't remember the word. Maybe recognizable or something.
Yeah.
So it's like
An icon.
Yeah, and it's like, so he branded himself in that way. He wouldn't have been on the Guitar Hero game wouldn't have been based around him if he didn't have the top hat and the hair and the Les
Yeah, because
Paul.
it's just the dude standing there with the hair. I mean, and you know, and look at Axl's branding is so on point now. He's almost like Benny Hill. He looks just like fucking Benny Hill now. He looks like someone's grandmother. His face is all stretched to fuck. He's like, meow! Meow! The cat, he responded to it.
Dude, Simon said one time, Simon hated Guns N' Roses, right? I put on Guns N' Roses and fucking Simon's like, Axl sounds like someone stepping on a cat's tail.
Meow! Ready? Go get it. No, you just bring stuff. You just bring stuff and say, you don't go play with it.
It's just to tell you he wants attention.
He's showing, you know, he did this with a real mouse too. He brought, one night he was doing his normal thing and I'm like, what the fuck is that in your mouth? He had a fucking dead mouse in his mouth. He caught that bitch. Yeah? You gonna go get that? No. Because
he's like, what do you, well,
he's like
a dog?
15 or 16 now, you know. He would usually run after it. The old fucker. So that's what you've been doing, is just set up your camera and just tape people talking now?
It works, dude.
Yeah.
My first podcast was upon. I set up all these mics into my computer with the fucking, you know,
It's
everyone's
pointless
on a
until you got a
secret
brand.
check.
Yeah.
Dude, I go to upload it. I'm trying to adjust the mic volumes. It didn't record.
Yeah. It's better just to do the simple version at first. Yeah.
Well, I did one with Scott in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I go there. We're trying to figure out all the fucking bullshit with the mics and what program to record on and all this shit. It's like, fuck this. Let's just do it. We don't have much time. Just put my phone there. Turn out perfect.
Yeah. Because your phone is an iPhone and with the fucking brand new shit with a good camera and a good mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fucking, I was gonna buy the shirt clip mics because I see them used a lot and they're good.
Yeah.
And you know, it would be better quality, but it's just,
but until you got the brand going on, even if you look back at like Tim Pool video, for example, like when he first started, it's like, yeah, his shit was nothing. And now he's got a better camera. Yeah, better camera now, better mic, better spot.
Well,
it's
the thing
nothing
is,
at first.
I'm not even trying to make this a brand. I just want this to like look back on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like more of a nostalgia thing.
Right.
And if I do get a band again and stuff, because I know being a fan of music, I spent most of my high school years on the computer watching behind the scenes stuff of every band I liked, every interview.
So why aren't bands doing that more often? They have TikTok and stuff to do it, and you never see a band that you like doing a behind the scenes thing like it, their whole process.
Because there's no record labels that tell them to do it.
Yeah, because even us, we were here every Sunday for 4 hours recording, me and Tyler, but we never tape anything. We never do any kind of promotion.
Well, then, plus, it's hard when you're the band because number one, it feels cringy.
As soon as you do it, takes you out of the moment.
It's like you're so full of your shit, and it does take you out of the moment. So now instead of recording yourself getting something done, you're recording yourself.
Yeah,
and not getting anything done.
There's a whole being an artist too. There's no time to do both, but I see those guys that do it every day. They figured out an easy way to film themselves draw something every day, and it time lapses it and it puts it on the internet, and they don't have to fart around with it. And you can see they've used in certain programs. Well, I figured that out recently, but I haven't rebranded my art thing. So I started drawing this children's book, and as I'm drawing with the Clip Studio program that I use on my tablet, I realized there's a record time-lapse button on there that I hadn't been doing. Too bad I hadn't clicked that this whole time, so everything I had ever drawn would be on there as a time-lapse. So now when I draw, it'll do the most perfectly timed, so it doesn't, like when you're filming yourself doing a time-lapse with your phone, you see when the camera moves or when I'm sitting there thinking. It literally only records when the pen is doing something on it, so you only see the changes. I could sit there for an hour and it doesn't record, but as soon as I draw a new line, it records only that. And then when I sit there, I could color something, it only records that. So when I press play, time lapse, it'll just be like, it'll show you my whole process. So I got a bunch of them recorded. I want to get further in the process of the product I'm trying to make. So when I'm ready, I'll have like hundreds of videos from my campaign. So I got social media ammo for days, and it looks fucking great, dude.
Have you reached out to anyone that's successful and asked for?
No, I haven't.
Because I feel like I
just watch what they're doing. I know there's 4 artists I follow, and I see what they're doing every day, and it's like, I have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're successful, 180,000 followers even on Instagram. It's like, that's a lot. And it's like, it's because there's one dude, Henry, he draws every fucking day. There's a new time lapse. It's like, bro, you don't sleep. Like the manga guys, like the anime, they only sleep like 22 hours, or they only sleep like 2 hours a day. Some of them die in their 20s because they literally burn out and die. It's fucked up, ain't it? I don't know. Yeah, there's got to have work-life balance.
That's another thing I don't even want to look at is a lot of the successful people I look at. They only, get 4 hours of sleep. Like, you don't need more than 6. I was like, dude, I need 12. Like,
I feel like I don't even sleep that much, and I'm going to bed at 11 and I'm getting up at 8. That's 9 hours. And I fall asleep instantly.
Oh, I don't. It takes me like 2 hours to fall asleep.
It's 9 hours every night without a doubt. And it's like, I could probably do with less. I could probably do 5. Mm-hmm. Remember I was drinking every day. I was going to bed at 5 in the morning and getting up at fucking 9. So I was getting 4 hours, but I felt like shit every day.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You need more sleep than they say. They're lying. It's bullshit.
Well, I think it's person to person.
Maybe. It's possible.
Because my dad, my grandpa, he fucking got on my ass thinking I'm crazy and need to go to therapy because I sleep 12 hours a day.
Mm.
It's like, dude, if I get anything less than 10, I am fucked.
Mm.
I can't, I'm fucking, cannot control my fucking anger.
Mm.
I'm angry at everything. I fucking can't function. Like, my head won't think. I can't process anything. I just get mad. It's like, I need at least 10. And then, fucking, that's just how maybe something is wrong. I got dropped in my head when I was 2. So.
Maybe something is wrong. I need 12 hours or I just can't even live.
Right.
I wake up, I'm like, dang, get some coffee.
No, but the thing is, for years, I haven't gotten more than 8, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm functioning, but, dude, when I was getting 12, like, when I was, like, in high school and shit, or should have been in high school, fucking, dude, I was on top of everything. I felt smart. I felt smarter than everyone around me. I could fucking talk. I was quick. I was fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, amazing. Nah, bro. Especially driving a truck, I'll sleep for 2 hours at a time.
Wow.
And get up.
Get to the next spot.
So I can keep my eyes open while I'm driving.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, the first couple days were the worst with that. Dude, I was fucking scared shitless. I could not keep my eyes open with the fuck.
Because it was stressing you out, probably?
No, because I was just tired.
No.
And fucking, your schedule, you don't have it's, you work for however long you can work for, and then you take a 10-hour break. The 10-hour break isn't at the same time, ever.
Right.
And then you have these sleep splits, to where the only way you can get away with not having 10 hours is you take 2 or 3 hours logged as sleeper berth, and then 7 to 8 hours logged as sleeper berth later. But it has to be within the same 14-hour period or something.
Mm.
And like, I was having to do that just because of the schedule of the jobs, and that was killing me, dude.
Mm. How long have you been on this job?
About 2 months.
Not that long.
Not at
And
all.
are ready to hang it up.
No, I'd like to do it more if it wasn't for my fleet manager and other shit.
It's always the boss that's a cock.
Yeah,
It's
well,
always that.
at first he was fucking with me, or we had some disagreements or something. I was like, what the fuck? But I didn't want to say nothing because I was like, maybe it's just I'm new and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And
Maybe he's busting your balls to see if you can handle.
no,
some
I'm
stress.
thinking maybe whatever's happening, because what was happening was I'd be working, and we cannot go past 14 hours on duty or 11 hours of driving. That's a $4,000 fine for us and a $16,000 fine for them, and then I lose my job. That's permanently on my record.
Yeah.
And all this shit.
Yeah.
So, but every fucking job he'd send me on, it's like by the time I can get to the like if I have 6 hours and 15 minutes on my clock still, he'll send me a job that's 6 hours and 2 minutes away.
That's fucking bullshit.
So I get there, I have to put myself off duty in the sleeper berth. They load me up and they're like, okay, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
So now I have to go 10, 15 miles to a truck stop to park legally.
Yeah.
But I have no time left.
It's counting against your time. So you have to put it like a personal time thing or something? Have you tried that technique that all the truck drivers used to talk about on Dave and Chuck the Freak?
What?
They call in and they would talk about how they just get these 8-inch dildos and they just lube them up and jam them up there to keep the poop in. And the one guy who was telling Dave that's what he did, Dave asked him, why do you fucking lube up an 8-inch dildo and shove up your ass while you're driving? He's like, for the anal pleasure, Dave. He's like, oh. That makes sense.
Well, that's another reason why I don't want to do this too long. It's just you go to truck stops, these people are weird, bro.
Yeah, I bet
like,
they
you
are.
see some people like, I
They're
don't want to wind up like any of these
antisocial.
fucking people.
Yeah, hey man, you fucking been trucking for fucking 20 years.
Yeah. They like limp into a truck stop. It's
Yeah.
like,
My back hurts. I didn't get this pancake button on its own.
And yeah, fuck all of that.
How many glory holes have you tried out? I hear that's a fun trucker
Just
thing.
6.
Just six glory holes? Yeah.
No, dude, I haven't seen any lot rats. Maybe one, but I was getting gas.
No,
not
they're
stopping
on
for
they're
the
all on
night.
social media nowadays.
No, I know. Yeah, and no.
They don't need the lot
You know
anymore.
how much money I spent on Asian massage parlors my first 2 weeks?
Shut the fuck up.
$500 or $600, bro.
No, you did not. Shut the fuck
And
up.
they all sucked.
Yeah, I bet they all sucked.
No, I didn't
Every
have-
one of them sucked.
I didn't have the money for that, or I did, but
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? I remember you telling me about that shit back in the day. I'm like, wait, you do what? You're like, I just like people, Brian. That's what you used to say. I just like strangers. I'm like, yes, he definitely giving you the stranger.
No, the first one. See, this is what fucked me up. Because the first one I went to was in L.A. And the chicks were all like really, maybe not like hot. But they're decent. You're like, yeah, I'd fuck her. And they're all nice and stuff. But that first one, I wound up like seeing her.
Okay, you started dating her and shit?
Not dating, but
Repeat customer?
no.
Sounds complicated.
No, because I went and seen her a couple times, and then I was like, yeah, I got no more money. And as I asked for a phone number, she gave me my phone number, or her phone number. And then, yeah, she asked, oh, when's the next time you're coming in? I was like, I have no money. So she's like, oh, come anyway. So I go there and I'd fuck her, and then she'd give me money, and I'm broke, And then
What an actual ass.
And then we hung out outside of her work, and so I started fucking her outside of the work. I like took her to my rehearsal spot and shit. And then her place got raided and shut down, and so she started taking me to her apartment. She paid my rent 1 month, dude.
Oh my god.
This is when I was like getting bad with drugs. And I couldn't even get it up anymore. And like I went over her place.
Wow.
I needed rent money so bad, and I couldn't get it up. And she was like pissed at me. And I
You
was
waste my time.
Yeah.
You come here, don't get me off.
Dude, I was like, I willpowered it, bro. And I actually did it, and she paid my rent. And
You were like, Boner City,
yeah, dude,
Boner City.
It's like, I gotta pay my rent.
Yeah.
No, but she'd be buying me hoodies and fucking, she
Wow.
bought us, all the Asian people out there buy Adidas shit. They're all obsessed with Adidas. And no one else will wear it besides them. And then
And
fucking,
corn.
But she bought us matching Adidas hoodies, and I just gave it to one of my friends. It was just, she was trying to like be my girlfriend. And then she bought me this really cool hoodie, and I still have that, I think.
You ever call her up? What's her name? Bang Bang?
No, I can't remember. Because I only knew her like, stage name. You know?
Oh yeah, what was the stage name? Well,
I
you don't
can't
wanna say it.
remember.
Okay.
I want to say it was Venus, but I think I met a couple Venuses. I don't know.
Wow. Living the life.
That
Della's
was
life.
the life, dude. That was so fun.
I got no crazy stories.
She fucking. I was working at that distillery, in like downtown, and I was chopping vanilla beans all day.
Jesus.
Fucking, I go meet up with her, and she had that fucking accent. She's from Thailand and shit. She smells my hood. She's like, Vanilla.
No shit. Vanilla.
I went in there. I had this big ass crazy beard. It was around Christmas time. And she's like, oh, you need to shave, blah blah. You be handsome if you shave. I was like, no, I gotta grow the beard out because I want to be like Santa Claus. She's like, haha, Santa Claus.
He's not real.
Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
Dude, we
We're going to
actually
hell.
stopped talking because I was getting bad with the drugs and then my dealer wasn't answering. So I had to walk into Jack in Box. I'm just laying in the grass and I can't move. I'm waiting for this backup guy to come. And she wants to hang out. I was like, I cannot hang out. I don't feel good. And why don't you feel good? I was like, because I don't have drugs. I'm going through withdrawals. And she's like laughing like I'm joking or something. She didn't believe in that I was going through withdrawals. She just didn't know about any of that. And so she's laughing like, oh, you need to stop playing. Let's just meet up. I was like, bitch, you have no idea. I can't walk. Like, you fucking bitch.
And that was the end of that.
Yeah, then last time I talked to her.
Yeah. She was like, well, he's an asshole.
Oh, I didn't say that. I wasn't like,
Oh.
I was getting irritated though. I was like, you have no fucking idea. Like, I'm not lying. Oh, you're so funny.
Come fucking. I jerked you off. Come on. No, I'm withdrawing here.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, glad those days are behind. Did you get a new tattoo?
I had this before I went to Texas.
I did not remember.
$700.
What?
It's the best tattoo
That's
ever. though.
crazy that. I don't know why I never did tattoos. And I'm surprised I never did any tattoos, you know?
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
Too much money. You were buying too much music equipment.
No, I think it's just because you gotta touch gross people.
Oh, why you didn't start doing it
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah. No, I would never get a tattoo. No, I'm good.
Why? Dude,
Yeah.
it's so fun.
I wouldn't want somebody else's art on me. Most people, tattoo artists suck ass, dude. I do not like it. I'm better than them. But I just don't tattoo, you know?
Yeah, that would. I would.
I have two machines. I have tattoo machines. And all that shit. I had needles in there. The needles are expired now, but you know, never been used. So what's really expired about them?
Yeah.
They're stainless fucking steel.
There's not enough nutritional value.
Yeah, exactly. What's expired about them? It's weird. I mean, so if I ever used them, you know, I could just use those needles. I would do that. But the guy, actually, new guy, you know, I've shown him work a couple times with the other guy I work with. He does tattoos, and he's like, I could teach anybody to fucking tattoo. I'm like, huh. And he saw my art, and he's like, okay, all right, so we're basically gonna get a business.
Dude, I know it is because I agree 100%. I wouldn't want to fucking touch people for a living.
Gross people.
Yeah, but
I want a fucking butterfly right here
Yeah.
on my cooch. He's like,
Yeah.
it smells like a stinky caterpillar.
yeah.
Oh,
But you'd meet a lot of musicians that way.
right. Yeah.
Dude,
I need, if I ever got that flow, that's all it's ever missing for me to mix music professionally. It's just having a handful of clients.
But that's because you don't network because you're antisocial.
Well, no, I just don't enjoy going to the bar or the club or to listen to shit bands. I just don't enjoy it. You know, I want to make your band sound better, but I don't want to hear that crap.
Yeah.
You know, for real. Yeah. I'm all about just, trying to get the best out of somebody, but, if I had 20 clients, 20 bands, I wouldn't have to work.
Yeah.
Because then it would just spread the word. Yeah. Because I think personally I'm good enough at mixing that I could do it for a living. It's like, I think I could do that. I could do mixing for a living, draw artwork for a living, or whatever else, like art-wise. It's just never, it's always missing one element, I think.
I think you would have 20 clients if the past 5 years you were constantly posting on Fiverr and Upwork and Craigslist.
I don't think that's the way to go.
Why?
Because nobody like when I
nobody good goes there.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, Adam, he's been wanting to switch from being a truck driver to mixing music and stuff, but he's trying to do it through Fiverr and stuff like that. If you go on Fiverr, you can find some of the best engineers ever that mix a song 10 times better than I could ever do. They'll do it for $50. I got templates and stuff. You send in your mix, they send back gold, $50. For me, $50? No. It'd have to be like $300 for it to be worth my time. There's so much competition. Some people are willing to do it for damn near nothing.
Especially if they're in another country.
Yeah.
Where 50 American dollars is like fucking 12,000.
Send you a mix and send it back. And now, like, mastering is all free. You can get Steven Slate. I pay for a Steven Slate subscription. It's
Doesn't
free.
DistroKid have its own mastering now?
Free. AI mastering, and it's better than it most of these people could ever master because it's literally looking through algorithms and going, not enough bass, not enough treble. It's probably comparing it to other songs in the industry, and they're just EQ matching a Taylor Swift song. It's
AI is probably just going to take mixing out of it.
Oh, they already have. So a lot of the plugins I use are like simple plugins where it's like one the plugin Soothe, for example. I don't have this plugin yet, but Soothe, for example, just reads the cymbals and stuff or anything harsh and just tames it in real time with like little sections of EQ cuts that just like dance. So if cymbals are hitting, it just takes all the harshness out of it. Or a guitar, how guitars always have that sound in all of them. I have to usually hunt around for those frequencies and find the ugly frequencies, take them out. By the time I do that, my ears are dead because you're like, and so the AI plugins are they just knock that shit down. It knows. Like the plugin I use is FabFilter Pro Q3. It's the industry standard right now. It's because you can hover over it, like play a guitar part, have the EQ open, hover over it. It'll tell you every ugly frequency or every frequency that's jumping out to the exact number. So I just grab it and I'll grab it and I'll go. It'll be like, yep, that's what I'm hearing. The teapot. You take.
Yeah, I've watched you do that. I'm like, God, that looks tedious.
Yeah, but now I just look at all the numbers. Knock them all down. I kind of multi-band them, like make them bounce a little bit so they have more movement. So it's not always cutting those frequencies out. Only when those frequencies happen does it knock it down. Yeah, it's tedious, but it's easy.
But now you got AI to do it.
Now you got AI to do it. Yeah, I just need to be a part of the scene. I think the COVID thing kind of fucked it up because we had the studio for like all those years, 3 years at the Lock. Even though there 3 fucking years having that studio, but then
I
it's
didn't
like
know you were there that long.
Yeah, 3 years, and we didn't make any money. We made enough to pay rent every month, but we didn't push ourselves to find clients, even though because nobody in there cared. Okay, back to the whole point is like. The reason why I don't have clients is everybody knows a guy, and they always go to who they know because mixing's all about the hang, and the studio time's all about if you like the engineer more than their skills. If Chris Lord Alge's a fucking asshole, that's probably maybe why he works with all the big names. What if he's an asshole and people are like, normal guy goes, oh, fuck that guy. Doug Green. He didn't give a fuck about your music.
Right.
But he's mixing for Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver and all these guys, but he's sitting there looking at his phone while you're fucking recording, charging you $50 a fucking half hour, and you're like recording and it's like I'm done.
He was probably a good hang for Scott though. Why?
Yeah, because it felt good. He's making all this money. Right. So people go to somebody who they know. They'll accept a lesser product if it's a fun hang and it's a cool studio and a good vibe. That's why home studios are popping up. But in order to get those clients, you need to go to all the shows and you need to make friends with people. But then they call you you're the Punisher, like, Like you're the guy who shows up at every show, like, oh, come to my studio, come to the studio, I'll mix your music, take my card, you know, and then the people are just like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So where's that blend?
It has to be your personality to be there.
Yeah. So when I was in the Riff Kids, I wasn't mixing, and I was at the other house where I didn't trust having bands in my house all the time. I got over that because I had so many people in my house. It was like, how am I not robbed, first of all? How has something not happened, and how has something not gone missing with all these people? I'm drunk. Everyone's just fucked up. 5 a.m. We're just getting fucked up all the time. And it's like, now I would want the studio outside with camera systems and all these other things. So I need to know these people and vet them properly. And then if I was in the Riff Kids again, and we were playing like the 40, 50 plus shows or whatever, those people would have been perfect to get to record all the time. But I didn't do that. Didn't take advantage of it.
But you do have it named, though, because I remember that one asshole promoter that was ripping us off before I moved to California.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I was trying to book a tour to New York and back for us with him. And he's, do you have any, music to put out that I can send to people and stuff? And I was like, yeah, well, not yet. We're going, we got stuff being recorded. He's like, who are you recording with? I was like, Bryan White. He's in this band called BZ and the Riff Kids. He's like, oh, well, it's going to sound good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had the same promoter for a minute. Right?
Yeah. Because I think I played with you guys at the Rockery, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I did, because I think he came over and he's like, oh, yeah, he told me I add so much energy and shit to the thing and stuff, and it was good. And I don't think that might have been before I can't remember timelines of anything anymore. God damn it.
You're getting old.
Dude, well, it's so fucking long ago. It was 10 years ago I was in the Riff Kids.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, dude, it's been 8 years since I was in the Riff Kids.
Yeah. I was 19.
Yeah. That means me and BZ haven't written music in like 8 years.
Dude, the older you get, the faster it goes, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
well, it's social media. It's the phone. Because I've been trying to not be addicted to it so much lately. Like I don't need to know everything that's going on in politics. It's not changing anything. Me knowing and me not knowing doesn't make it change. Ever. So why am I listening to it? So I'll pick up my phone. Like the other day on Saturday, we were I was just sitting around all day, kind of taking one of those days, just do whatever I need to do. Every time there's silence, I just grab that fucking phone. I go right to something. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I need to write lyrics for this album. They will never get written if I'm not actively writing lyrics for the fucking album. So it's like, dude, I cut that out. So basically, they're saying life isn't short. You're just sucking it, you're time sucking it with dumb shit that means nothing. If you sat there for 4 hours, that's a long 4 hours. If you just sat there. If you lived in the woods or something, fishing, 4 hours is a long time. 4 hours, I could suck that away with 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
One podcast sometimes, is an hour and a half, 3 hours long. A Joe Rogan podcast can be 3.5 hours long. I'm like, oh shit. He'll even say, bro, we've been doing this for 4 hours. Like, really? The time has flew by. Yeah. So like for example, at the end of the night, after I get off work, by the time I get home, you have 4 hours because I go to bed at 11 o'clock on the dot. 4 hours. So I get home, it's 7 o'clock. That's eat, shower, watch some podcasts and shit that I do, and then we sit down for 2 hours and watch TV. But in that 2 hours, all that other stuff gets done. That's 2 hours after work time I sit down on the couch, and sometimes it does feel like a while if I'm not staring at my phone the whole time. But if I got the phone on the whole time and for that 2 hours after I get off work, and I'm listening to the podcast while I take a shower, I'm listening to the podcast while I'm eating.
Well, no, I think age has something to do with it too, though, because when you're 14, 10 years ago, seems like forever.
But when you were 14, you didn't have a smartphone. It's hard to judge our lives because we grew up with technology. You got a phone earlier, and I think my first phone was I was 22 or something. Like a first smartphone, I was 25 years old or something. It's and then so now I think I've had a smartphone for 15 years. The last 15 years have been the fastest of my life. They went by the fastest.
Okay, but when you were 14, 10 years seemed like forever. Now it's like, oh, that's the last time I wrote a song with BZ.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. but I think it's because we're distracted. And
Oh yeah.
because if we didn't spend 3 hours on the phone after work, maybe I'd go visit the friend that I hadn't seen in 5 years.
You would be writing music, yeah.
I'd be writing music. I wouldn't be listening to fucking podcasts, like, or somebody else's creation. Because that person, Joe Rogan, isn't listening to fucking he's not social media all day. He's making podcasts. He's working out. He's got his Traeger grill. He's going hunting. He's hanging out with his buddies. He's fucking doing comedy shows every fucking night. There is a lot of time in 4 hours that we just waste.
Yeah.
I know, it's unfortunate, man. But then it goes back to the whole thing of like why bands don't do the social media thing, because literally that is another job.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, that's why you need someone else to do it.
Or split the like you film. Well, remember we were doing those riff files and we did 20 of them. I didn't always edit the video. Sometimes BZ edited the video. Sometimes John took the videos home and edited it. I don't think D ever did because he didn't have the computer or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't always doing it, but we'd all film it on all our phones and then compile all the information on Drive or Dropbox and send it to whoever's going to edit it. So BZ might have filmed stuff all week, and I would film a couple of things. We filmed the show, or somebody else sent us a video of our show, and then we just put all that stuff together. So everyone was delegating different things instead of me trying to, like me and Tyler, it's only us. It's like if he and most of the time when he's here, we're doing the things that he needs to get done. So it would be me filming him. So it almost seems like every time we do a social media post, it's me filming him or whatever. And then, when I do my stuff, I'm always doing the drums and stuff on my own time when he's not here, because that's a waste of his time.
You just need to set up a camera when you're doing
shit, I know, but then, okay, let's go into like the whole, let's go into the whole thing. It's more than just that. Remember, I've been doing the Bird videos, right? I only have 462 subscribers on the Bird channel. I have almost 3,000 terabyte of video already shot for that. Got to buy another hard drive. You just fill it up. Like, how much, if that wasn't your phone with the cloud, how much is the gig is this going to be? Just us sitting here for a couple hours. How many gig is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
50? 40 gig?
That's why I got a terabyte phone.
Right. A terabyte phone, but you're going to fill that bitch up like
that.
Dude,
they tried to get me to not buy it. Oh. Like, you don't need that.
Well, because they want you to buy the cloud service and everything on the cloud. But then you got to pay a monthly storage fee.
I don't do
so I got that. All these. I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 hard drives full of shit. That's like 7,000 terabytes of shit. And it's like, yeah, it's like every time I spend an hour and a half every day, if I'm home, I'm filming the birds, right? And the squirrels and shit. Hour and a half is 100 gig. It's like, fuck that. So we do need to do it smaller when we're doing the entire, it's like, it needs to be like a 30-second thing, That is the nature of social media.
But you don't need to save it. You just post it and then it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, we could delete it. Yeah, easily. Yeah, it just seems like it's just a lot. It just takes you out of that moment, dude. It really does. We're on a flowing guitar and we got to pull out the phone and then fuck. We've tried to do the whole live thing here.
That's what I want to do is I want to get a house, everybody live in it, and have 2-3 people there that just do fucking cameras.
Yep.
Like it's an actual reality TV show.
Yeah, that's how a lot of those bands used to do. They used to all live together, or those social media influencers. It'd be like social media influencer house.
And that's exactly what I want to do, but make it a band thing. Because, dude, there's nothing better in high school than watching my favorite bands record their albums.
That's why the common courtesy. Do you ever want that DVD back?
No.
But that's why that was cool.
Yeah. I kind of like there's a little less because it was so, like, it was skits.
Scripted. Yeah.
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 I like watching, like, when the real shit happens, like, someone gets really fucking pissed off.
Or get back.
And they get in a fucking fight with each other, or, like, something, like, happens, like, on the spot. Like, and then you feel like you're there. The more of they release like that, you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Yeah.
I know people that I listen to podcasts with better than people I grew up with.
Yeah, of course you do. Because they're saying everything all the time.
I've listened to hours and hours and hours,
Yeah.
Whereas I can spend, let's say, 6 hours a day with Joe Rogan, but my friends growing up, we spent maybe 3 or 4 hours a day after school together, and then we had to go home or something.
And sometimes you didn't talk for 3 hours.
Or 3 days.
Yeah, because if you talk to Joe Rogan, you could talk about some Comanche Indians.
No, but I don't even talk to Joe Rogan, but my mind is taking that in as an experience
Yeah.
that I am because of how much I listen to him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No,
So it's
I know
like,
what you mean.
it's fucking...
Or Tim Dillon, you like feel like you know Tim Dillon or something.
Yeah.
Or Andrew Tate or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking... I forgot how we got on that. But...
Oh, just... I don't know. I'm talking about filming things. Fucking second job.
Yeah. That's why if I'm not gonna fucking film shit myself, like there has to be a fucking camera person there filming it, or
because it's not authentic. It's like the people that cry on TikTok. It's like
you
set the camera up and got the right angle, and then you
yeah.
I don't believe you for one fucking second. Get the fuck out of here. You're insane. You're a crazy person now.
Yeah.
It isn't like
No,
you
but
were
that's what it
like if
feels
you were
like.
having a mental breakdown, and I was like, that's a whole different thing. That's Dell being whatever.
Yeah, but and that's why I can't do the vlogs, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like a crazy person.
Yeah, right.
It's like I'm in my car talking to myself.
Yeah.
Like
Right. You're talking to the camera.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. There's
it's
nobody
like
there.
it's like I don't even really care about what I'm talking about. Why does the phone care?
Yeah.
It doesn't even know. You know?
I'm so sad about it. Let me get my phone out. Let me use my camera tripod.
like a nutcase.
I'm gonna get the lighting just right. All right, action. I hate Donald Trump. And then, that was it. Let me check that.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the way my hair was.
Yeah.
I hate Donald Trump. That's not as authentic now. Now I gotta get white. Hold on, let me watch 2 hours of pot. Fire me up. Ah! Ah! And then you're okay. Let's try it again. Yeah, one more time. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Everything's so fake. Huh? Yeah, I'm finally getting this camera, the old camera that I used to use all the time. This one is actually starting to become more useful. Like, I don't use autofocus anymore. I use the manual and shit, so I set it up, and then I fucking get it all manually focused in, and now it seems like I'm getting crispier shots and shit. Even though my eyes are pretty fucking bad. I have to trust that I know it's in focus.
Dude, when I'm driving, bro, especially at
Yeah,
night, I
glasses?
try to drive the night because less traffic. Get
But
more miles
seeing
quicker.
night isn't fucking hard sometimes.
Yeah, dude, all I see is head. Dude, it's
Yeah,
like my
the light
mirrors go
things.
black
Okay.
at night. It's fucking weird. And then, like when I came in through Toledo, after I passed Toledo yesterday, it just started pouring. And we were just driving through all that rain, and then people driving dumb and shit. But dude, driving here is so much better than driving in fucking Texas.
Is it?
Dude, Texas is terrible. Yeah, I heard someone say something about how Texas has the worst drivers or something. I was like, that doesn't seem right.
It's Michigan.
No.
I'm pretty sure
Dude,
I'm pretty sure it's ranked as Michigan's ranked as the
I don't
worst
care what
drivers
they
in
rank
America.
it as. That's not my...
We were in Indiana recently, and that's the nicest place to drive. Everyone's polite.
I go through Indiana quite a bit.
It's very, very, very nice traffic flow.
But here, dude, like Ohio and Michigan, if you put your turn signal on,
Yeah.
people stop and let you over.
In Michigan?
Texas, yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been
Texas,
driving to East
dude.
Point every day, and it seems like I'm driving through a goddamn war zone.
I don't drive in East Point, but fucking,
Yeah.
at least downriver, it seems like that.
Everyone's just going 90. Downriver seems easier. When I drive in 275,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
oh, okay, yeah, going like Rockwood or Woodhaven or something, it's
Yeah.
so much chiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, more chill. More chiller.
But like Texas, dude, no matter where you're at, it's like you put your turn signal and you get over, they get more.
They're already there. They're like, fuck you, ain't getting over,
No,
motherfucker.
they could be like just behind you enough
Yeah.
to where all they have to do is slow down a little bit and you could get over.
Oh, yeah.
They just speed up till they're in the middle of you. Like,
Yeah.
nope,
They're in your
nope,
blind
not
spot.
till I'm off the highway.
Right.
It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, truck drivers don't get respect sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and dude,
For being a big ass truck, are you gonna cut in front of the truck, you dumbass?
yeah, right. Like, dude, there's been multiple times where I was this close.
Yeah. Your asshole was almost in your mouth.
Yeah. Not only that, but other truckers are actually worse
Yeah.
than some of the
Well, a
drivers.
lot of these truck drivers are looking on their fucking phones while they're driving their semi. Oh, I'm supposed to be driving. Oh, yeah, you're used to it so much. You're just staring at your phone. Got a laptop
okay,
open.
go 11 hours without checking your phone. especially when that's the
I think
only...
Adam has it all hooked up. Yeah, everything goes through his system or whatever, whatever. So he don't have to touch the phone as much.
Well,
Why he don't
I try to
text.
do the Hey Siri
Yeah.
to just change songs or something if I'm listening. Which I rarely listen to music anymore, dude, because it makes me depressed. I get
don't listen to music that
energetic,
much.
and then I'm like, oh.
For a person who writes music and is all about music, I have to be like, dude, maybe I shouldn't listen to the podcast. Maybe I should just put on a Radiohead album. And I do get motivated.
Inspired.
Yeah, I get inspired. I don't know why I don't do it more often. Probably because no new music comes out that is interesting. And it's all shit I've heard 1,000 times. I have listened to Tool's Inema probably more times than I can ever count. Siamese Dream or something, Smashing Pumpkins. I bet I've listened to 10,000 times, It's like, I'm not listening to Taylor Swift, dude. I'm not listening to Ed Sheeran. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of any of this stuff. I don't like rap music at all. In any way. I don't know. What is there then, if it's not pop music or rap music? What is there?
Right.
And metal bands. Metal bands are all fucking same metal.
Fucking thing.
Yeah.
Well, for years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's... I've listened... yeah. It's a double kick or a last beat. And then break down. Yeah.
Got it. Don't like you.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, I don't like you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just wish there was cool music.
Yeah, me too. Well,
I wish bands were inspired to be bands again.
Yeah.
Because that's a fun time when it's working out and people give a fuck about your music.
See, dude, music and stuff, anything related to music doesn't even pop up on any algorithm for me. So I just thought music disappeared because I don't see anything about it.
Yeah, Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, if you aren't looking for music, it does not show you music.
Right. So I'm like, do people even listen to music anymore?
That's why, remember I was talking about the NPR Tiny Desk concerts. The only reason why these are popping up is because I watched a YouTube video on something musical. And then all of a sudden I got this guy and it pops up and I'm like, he's like this musical genius, Jason O'Connell or whatever. So I click on a couple of his videos and next thing you know, my whole YouTube feed is all of these concerts. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I guarantee as soon as I don't watch one for one day, it's out of sight, out of mind. You're not going to watch concerts. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that band still plays music. It's like, oh yeah. Yeah. I bet I could watch hundreds, thousands of Radiohead videos live that I've never seen.
Did you see Ozzy says he wants to do one more album?
Really? Rolling Stone just dropped one.
Really?
Yep. They're all in their 80s.
Yeah.
And what
yeah, but Ozzy's dying.
Is he really?
Yeah. He has Parkinson's and
Jared!
shit. He doesn't look good, dude. He says he wants to do one more album, one more. Well, at first I kept seeing that he's like, I want to do one more live show and say goodbye. And now I'm seeing just one more album.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't want to die during the making of it, man. I mean, wasn't his last album like I didn't listen to it.
It seemed fake sounding. And then Guns N' Roses dropped a new one.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
brand new
all
track.
new?
Brand new track.
Oh, a track.
I don't know if it's a single or if it's an entire album.
Oh, they've dropped a couple new tracks in it. I don't like to talk bad about them, but the two
but
they
you
dropped
like the
when I was
spaghetti
paying
incident.
Attention, huh?
You like the spaghetti incident,
I
right?
love the spaghetti.
See, I'm not a big fan of that. Or Chinese Democracy, right? Didn't you like that one too?
Yeah, but that's not really Guns N' Roses. It's Axl's solo album.
That's his, like, I cut everybody out and I made this thing.
None of them were in the band.
Oh, really? I thought it was, like, written way back.
No. That was fucking, Slash left in, like, 95.
Ain't that fucked up? That's a long time.
Yeah. And then Duff left fucking in like 97 or something. And
so Slash ain't been in the band in 30 fucking years.
Fucking like 95 to 2016.
Oh, because he did come back for a minute.
No, he's still in. They reformed the band with Slash
and
Duff.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm out over it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking, yeah.
20 goddamn years.
Chinese Democracy was Axl and a bunch of hired musicians.
Oh, yeah. Too perfect.
Yeah. Well, I like it, but it's not Guns N' Roses, right? It's a different thing.
Because Slash has a sound. He's a brand.
Yeah. Well, that's part of what led to the breakup was Axl and Duff wanted to go more like industrial metal, Marilyn Manson type of thing.
Okay.
and Slash like, no, I want to keep it as bluesy and raw as possible.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. And then, but dude, fucking Chinese Democracy was amazing. But if you call it Guns N' Roses, everyone comes in with this. They're expecting to hear "Welcome to the Jungle" and Mr. Brownstone, and then they get that, and they're like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, different. Not bait and switch in a way. It's a false hope.
But dude, okay, so since they've gotten back together, they did the re-release of Appetite, the re-release of Use Your Illusions, and all this, and they dropped two. They dropped a single that they recorded in like 1984. I liked that. Then they dropped 2 new songs. And I thought they were the worst songs I've ever heard in my fucking life. I was like, this is terrible.
Damn.
And I just quit following it.
The one that was on the radio recently, I was like, really? I don't know.
Yeah. Even the mixes were bad.
Yeah, the mixes are bad.
The song was bad, but then the mix is bad.
It's weird when a famous band has a bad mix.
Yeah, especially the band that had the most expensive music video ever made, the most expensive albums ever put out, and then...
I think Metallica is one of them bands that's like, all that's like the legacy and the money that they have and the labels backing, and their mixes are always kind of shit. Like even Black Album, I used to think it was the best mixed album ever. I don't hear it the same anymore. I hear shitty Lars snare every fucking album. And obviously Saint Anger is the one that everyone knows. That's the shitty. I'm hitting a trash can. It's like he just has. You know what it is? It's because they're not using samples. That's why. And it reminds me like Mastodon or Opeth or any of those bands. It's real drums all the time. And I get it, they want this real drum, but that's not the sound of metal or whatever. It's always
it's the sound of their band.
But is it because it's like they changed that sound of that snare? It ain't the same snare and drum set from the previous album, so it isn't technically...
It doesn't need to sound like the same album.
It's the sound of that drum set that was Mike that day.
Yeah.
Which could be any engineer at any time. Lars could be playing that guy's drum set for all you fucking know, right? But Lars doesn't have his own snare sound.
He doesn't need it.
That's what doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. It's like you go with fake or you go with real sounding ugly bullshit, like, but it's not your sound, because if it was your sound, you'd be like Pantera. Like,
right, yeah.
He has a
terrible,
but it sounds
theirs.
like their sound.
Yeah.
They use SM57s on everything, or SM58s, the vocal mic. That's where they mic the guitars with.
That is the worst sound ever, but it was their signature sound.
It sounds like Pantera, no matter what album it is. Yeah, because they have a sound. That's why it doesn't make sense. Why don't you just use the samples? Like, why doesn't Metallica try to do an album with the... Because Lars is a cock, that's why.
I think they just don't... It doesn't affect them. Like, who's gonna... The fans that don't know mixing don't hear it.
They would know the difference if they heard it. Maybe it would bring them back to a mainstream...
Do they know what fucking the snare drum is?
I don't know.
When you say, hey, listen to that snare.
My Graham like, doesn't care what snare you use.
Yeah. The 4-string guitar player? The guy plays the 4-string guitar?
Oh, yeah, the big one, right?
Yeah.
The one that goes... Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I like the look of his guitar, only has 4 strings.
Yeah, it's cool.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't know what lead guitar versus rhythm guitar is. How are they fucking gonna...
But but then it goes... But back to the point, James Hetfield has a sound. He has the LTD, that fucking guitar.
I think his sound is more of the identity of Metallica than Lars is.
Well, that's why...
Lars is just the metronome.
But Lars gets all of that say, is what my ultimate point is like he has all this say, but yet has the worst sounding instrument on the fucking album. That's why some albums just fail, because of the drum sound. People have remixed Saint Anger and took that fucking snare out and put a new snare and was like, there you go, fixed. It's like that. What's that one with all them the long songs? The one that they came out with starts with the M, I think. What, their albums, like their newer stuff? Yeah, some of their newer shit has some good songs, like has some really good potential, but always a stupid fucking mix, dude. Who's mixing your shit, dude? I don't get it. All you gotta do is
put an advertisement. I want to mix.
You know how many people have told them this? Probably is like, you have the choice of any engineer out there.
Yeah.
You could go to Chris O'Dowd. You could go to Andrew Sheps. You could go to any of those people and get that sound.
Well, maybe the producer's saying that, and then Lars is like, "No, I want my snare sound."
Because his dad sits there and goes, "Yeah, it's good or bad." It's like, your dad, really? He's the one telling you. that you're, if you know that, right? You saw the documentary. Like Lars's dad sits in on sessions, and if he doesn't like a song, they don't use it. Like he has the opinion. Like they wrote an entire album, I think, when they were about to break up at that some kind of monster documentary. I'm pretty sure he's like, I don't like any of this. And he's talking about Lars, like your sound is like, I don't know, dude. Like you're playing weird drum beats and shit. It's like, because that's what James Hetfield kept saying. Why can't you? And Lars and them were yelling. It's like, yo, you just want me to play a basic beat? He's like, yeah. Boom tap or boom boom tap, like you say. There's only 2 drum beats, right?
Yeah.
But he's trying to make this like as if he's got fucking polyrhythm skills. The guy doesn't, you know what I mean? No, that's not how it works. But yeah, the dad will sit there and critique because he doesn't know music. He just knows if it sounds good or not. It's kind of like
that is a cool perspective.
It's the Rick Rubin. It's the Rick Rubin thing. He doesn't play anything. He doesn't know music, but yet he's on every hit. Yeah, and me and Tyler always we went back and forth this about a little bit where he kept saying like, fuck that guy. I kept saying fuck that guy too. But then I watched a documentary. It was on Joe Rogan, and I was like, I actually like this guy. Yeah. I get it. I get why they hire you, because he's gonna come in and he's just gonna fuck around all day. He's gonna listen to your shit. He's gonna be sitting there like, and then if you hear something good, he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, because he represents the average person that you're gonna market the music to.
That's why I like being the Riff Kids, because BZ wasn't a musician in that sense of he didn't play all these instruments, but he had lyrics. He knew what was good music. He listened to popular music, and I don't listen to popular music, so he knows all the like right now, he would know all the popular shit. So if we sat down, I'd be doing Brian's chords. Brian has Brian's sound, but then he'd be like, he's just listening all day for 6 hours, 7 hours. He's in the back. We're smoking weed. We're getting fucking high. He's just sitting there, and then I might play something that's interesting. He goes, what's that? That's cool. That's the song. And it's like, okay, I spent 8 hours fucking around for that one thing that just came out organically, and he was able to recognize it, and I would have just brushed it off.
Right, because your perspective is
hyper-focused.
Morphed.
Yeah.
Because you're doing all this stuff. But someone sitting on the outside, they're hearing you tinking around, they can recognize it. Yeah. Where you can't, because you're in it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hard to see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
That's the expression.
Yeah.
And BZ was good at pulling a melody out of something, Sometimes I'd send a beat that would be just nonsense, a beat that run 5 minutes, and they all come back the next day and they're like, this is the song right here. And I'm like, that is the dumb beat. I just sent that as a joke.
No, but that's how it works with you hear every musician say this.
Yeah. Oh, Keith Richards. I hate but he
that wasn't even supposed to be the guitar part.
Right, and they're like, no, that's it.
He wrote that in his sleep. He left the tape recorder on, and just 2 fingers on the fucking 2 frets next to each other.
Was he just falling asleep like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking, they go in to record a demo, so they're gonna record the demo. And then they're going to bring horns in to play that part. And then Keith's going to write the guitar for it, right? So they record this demo. Then the next day they're driving somewhere and they hear it on the radio. So they just released that demo. The label did.
Wow.
They're like, dude, we just wrote that so we could, write a song based off of it. Expand it to a real song.
Amazing. It's a fluke. That is one of the biggest songs ever for them.
Let Her Rip, bro. I wrote that in 5 minutes. And fucking everyone loves that.
Yeah, dance. Yeah, because it's chords, right? But it's the right chords, and it works.
It's fucking...
Yeah, it's a good one.
But something like Lipstick, where I spent so much time on it, and said no one ever fucking...
Yeah. I like Bitch Fit.
Oh, yeah, well, that's amazing.
Yep. That was a good one. In terms of sound. Some of my mixes are better than others on that. It's just a circumstance.
Lipstick
tone.
Is probably one of the best.
Better mixes, but maybe one of the least
No, I meant to say Bitch Fit. I don't know.
Bitch Fit, because Bitch Fit hits hard.
Yeah, Bitch Fit. She Ain't Safe.
That one.
That's what starts with the.
Yeah. I don't like that song as much, but I do like the mix.
Right. The mix is fucking amazing.
Yeah, but then what you were saying, what was the one we were talking about?
Oh, no, right.
Not the best mix.
Right, that's punk.
But it works.
Yeah.
And I think when I say best, better mix or not mix, it's just snare and kick level, dude. Because all I hear is snares and kicks.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, when I mix music, everything's based on a vocal, and then actually a lot of the nail mixes are the same way. it's a vocal, kick, and a snare. Like, what is David Bendith? Like the last Nail the Mix there, he's like, they're like, what are the guitars doing? He's like, here's like, let me see. He's like, okay, let me see what the guitars are doing. He's like, where I roam to a land far from home, pray to the unknown. He's like, that's what it's doing. Oh, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, what did Billy Decker? He did like Rodney Atkins, and I think it's Rodney Atkins. A bunch of country singers. He's like, snare drums sell records, and that's why country hits the snare. Everything else doesn't matter. A kick can be low in the mix. Some of the '90s mixes, you don't hear the kick at all.
Right. Yeah.
Not at all. But the snare is always right. Like a Hootie and the Blowfish song, the snare is right for that song, and the vocal is the main. Everything doesn't matter. You don't know what that guitar is doing. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. So when I hear songs, I hear kick, snare, vocal.
There's exceptions though. Hendrix. You know.
I don't really listen to that because I don't think the mixes are good. Even though for a while, you know, I had like 20 albums of Jimi Hendrix. I had everything, the biographies, I got all the books and documentaries. I don't care about
it. Doesn't matter. The guitar can stick out. It can matter, but it can't matter if the bass and if the kick and snare are off.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna use Voodoo Child as an example.
Okay.
Right? Because that's a guitar song all the way.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, well, the thing that carries that song is the drum beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But too bad I always thought his band was shit. I always thought Jimi Hendrix could have been even bigger than he was if he didn't have them two guys in the band.
Well, he handpicked them.
I know. But Noel wasn't even a bass player.
Right. He said that's what he liked about his playing.
That's what I didn't like about it. And then the drummer's always like pitter-pattering around. You know, he's always playing some weird fill that's like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, but he's a jazz drummer. Yeah, he should be better because he's a jazz drummer.
The Stones' drummer is a jazz drummer.
Yeah, and everyone says that. It's like, yeah, but he was good at the boom tap. He made that work. Same with like Ringo. He's a jazz drummer. It's like, is he? I don't know, but Ringo just knew the right drum beat to play.
Yeah.
You know, because he was a good listener. He understood the song.
Right.
You know, he could write a song. You know, that's all we back to what we were saying earlier with the earlier conversation with the guys. Is like, like the best, like Sato, he knew how to play an instrument. So when he heard the riff, he's playing the riff.
And he knows how to enhance the riff.
Right.
You know, he did look at it like, as if he was listening to the song. What would the drums be?
Yeah, what would the drums be?
What would he want the drums to be?
Perspective,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And the fact he wrote the main riff for Bitch Fit. And that's how, like, he was a songwriter who was extremely good at drums, you know?
Yeah. And eventually he would have probably wrote a fucking album on his own, you know? It would have been nice to see an album from him.
He was supposed to do vocals for Choke because that was his song.
Yep, and you had to, like, kind of make it work and make things up.
I had to find the lyrics. He messaged them to me over Facebook, and I had to, like, find the message and, like...
Yeah. Yep. I wish I could just do music all the time. I mean, I can't. I guess I could. I can do as much as I want to. We could be writing music right now. We could have wrote a song.
I don't even know if I can write songs anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been so long. I write melodies in my... Dude, I got one I've been fucking going over for over a year, dude. It's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking at least 10 times a day. I fucking yell it out. I'm just like, I can't wait to fucking work it out on the guitar. Because it's like one of those melodies, like Jungle Boy Blues at the end.
Yeah.
Where, like, because when I came up with that melody, I'm like, dude, that would sound good as, like, a chant. That would really sound really good as, like, a guitar lead. And I was like, that would sound really good as a bass lead, too. I was like, which one would it be?
All together in unison.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm going to do all of them.
Yeah.
Just...
Right. See, I got my grid going on. I would get the whiteboard out. That's how I finish albums. Is I write the songs down. I got drum, guitar, bass, production, lyrics, vocal. Yeah, and it's like I am stuck.
You're just stuck on the lyrics.
Yeah, everything's checked off except for lyrics and vocal.
Yeah.
And one little guitar thing for Sign of Hope. Yeah, I know. It sucks. It's like, it's the most important part, though.
Well, I feel like, dude, this is going to seem corny as shit, right? But one of the reasons why I feel like I can't write anymore and I'm not really into music is I started taking my life seriously. And fucking, especially when I started watching Andrew Tate podcast and shit he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's like being an artist is like kind of leaning into being a bitch.
Childhood, yeah, because that's why most artists seem like little bitches. Yeah, they do.
And it's like, you have to, in order to write a good song, you have to like lean into this emotion.
Yeah.
Let it fucking, and it's like, I don't, that's cool when you're 14, 15, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But it's like, when you get older, it's like, do I really want to sit here with a guitar and bitch about something, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's why my lyrics are always about death or like some kind of like snuff at religion or something like that, or a philosophy, because really, what am I going to talk about? Love? You know what I mean? I have a song about love on there, and it's like, it's the cheesiest thing I ever wrote. It's like, yeah, it'll work, but yeah, it's not me.
But it's like, just leaning into like bitchy shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it seems gross to me now.
Yeah. See, and then somebody like Tom McDonald, he finds the balance between the emotion and a message.
Well, plus he doesn't really. Yeah, his is more like a big like political statement or something like that.
Fuck you to the system.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the way I can't write like my it has to be personal. Yeah. That's the only thing that makes me
your
want
stories
to write.
are always something that happened to you. Like,
like
some bitch fuck you over in the back of a fucking alleyway and I'm gonna kill her now. Bitch, I'ma fuck you. Ah!
But like, that's what inspires me to write, is a situation that happened to me and how I feel about it. But it's like, now, it's like...
it seems forced. All these lyrics are forced.
Yeah.
Like the one, Safely Home. At the end of the road, we'll make it safely home.
Well, I don't feel like my shit's forced. It just, when I go write lyrics about it, it's like, now I just feel like a bitch that I'm fucking even, like, thinking about this shit right now. Like, do I really want to care? No. I'd rather just fucking go work out or something. I feel better.
We have to regress into some sort of childish state.
Yes. That's a great way.
Because like being an adult in life just makes you angry and stuff. And then are you gonna always want to write angry
it's
music?
Not stoic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like the suffer in silence type of deal. Like men are supposed to suffer in silence.
Fucking put up with it and perform.
Buck up, bitch.
Yeah. And in order to even fucking get into a good like mode of art, it has to be you gotta like let that go.
You gotta lock into something or like pull on something that like is like somebody's death or something or something. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like it's an anchor that like pulls you under, kind of.
And some of the best songs that people think I've written are about being depressed about drinking 20 beers a fucking day. When I was drinking every day all the time, and literally I'm writing, to me it sounded like the most cliche thing, but some people resonate with what's the fucking Find My Place? It's like literally I can't even remember right now, but it's like the cheesiest line, and it's like so obvious. There's no like metaphor to it. You know, I'm still in love with getting wasted. You hated that lyric, right? I think you did at the time when I wrote it. You were like, I don't know, it seems a little cheesy to it. I think I wrote one in Riff Kids too, where it was a little bit like in love with being fucked up or something like that. And you said, oh, it's cheesy because it's so on the nose.
Yeah.
And I get that, it's on the nose, but some people resonate with that shit. And it's
but the masses resonate with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm so sad. My boyfriend broke up with me.
Oh my god. So much. It started when like I was a kid with some of like the emo bands, and it just now it's like just the cheesiness, dude.
Yeah. Like hearing A Day to Remember always talking about how the fans are talking shit. It's like, I gotta play these shows.
Yeah.
Damn it. You play shows every night. We're just playing this music and getting paid for it.
Dude,
it's
fucking
sad.
Yeah.
It's not sad, dude. That's why you're still playing music. It's not sad, dude. That's like the least sad. That was what you worked for. Or basically, it's always about people telling you to go get a job. Or like the song's about, it's like, go get a job.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck you, mom and dad.
Dude,
it's like, you're 42,
what's
bro.
That old pop punk band. I don't want to be told to grow up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, Sum 41 and shit. Yeah, it's those bands are talking about that.
Yeah.
Green Day.
Like, I love listening to like all the music that I love is that fucking bullshit. And it's like, I love the music, dude, but I'll be listening to it and I'm like, this is such a gay bitch ass frame of mind. I was like, you know,
slap at him and get a job, bitch.
you're right, yeah. It's like I'm listening to the U's, you know. It's like you almost made me cry again this time. I was like, shut the fuck up before I kill you.
Yeah,
dude.
the only time that really made sense was when Bayside was writing that album about their drummer that just died, you know? And it's like, okay, that's emotional. I get that, you know?
It's like, so in order to like relate to the music, you have to like let yourself sink to that level.
Yeah.
And it's like, when music was my whole life, I thought of it as a good thing.
Yeah, you're hardened now is what it is, yeah.
Well, now I'm just older. It's like, it's fucking gay. You know, like.
Right? I mean, yeah, I mean, every Taylor Swift song is about breaking up with somebody, you know? It's like,
well, but when I was younger, too, I
Not
did
everyone.
recognize the older people that did that were fucking... Like, I seen Hawthorne Heights at Warped Tour.
yeah.
And Hawthorne Heights, Ohio is for Lovers, was like when I was in elementary school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to this Warped Tour, I like was at the end of high school or after high school. This dude is on stage still like trying to look cool in his 30s,
Oh, God.
singing Ohio is for Lovers. And I was like, dude, if you're in your 30s and you're singing this emo shit, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Even like the guy, yeah,
you should have killed yourself
yeah.
already.
What's
you
that
know?
band,
Like,
The Pretty Reckless, right? They got Taylor Momsen, but all the guys in the band are like in their 60s and 70s, it seems like. And they're all dressed like rock stars. But it works because they're so tight at
No.
their instruments.
Well, I don't
and
know
she's young.
who that is.
She's a Cindy
But-
Lou Who from fucking...
It works for Keith Richards.
All right.
Okay, but
Because they didn't change. That's why.
well, not only that, but like
Like it's
he looks like he's not trying.
Okay, like Angus Young still has to wear the schoolboy outfit, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, I seen a picture of him on social media like today or yesterday. And, you know, like his hair is like he just has the hairline that like he's as old as he is and
Yeah,
shit.
right.
It's like,
Time to give that up, dude, and wear something normal. Like in the Riv Kids, I was in my 30s, right? So I was like, I dress like normal. You know, you see, I just wear...
yeah, but it didn't fit with the band.
But that's what made it fit, is because it's ironic.
I don't know.
I was the
I don't
dad
know
of
if
the
people
band.
got it, man.
I was the dad band. Yeah, but I'm not... Was Riff Kids leather pants? Like when you're wearing your Beetle boots and leather pants? That fit your style.
Yeah, it didn't fit the Riff Kids.
It wouldn't fit the Riff Kids. You would look
I
more...
did that in the Riff
Yeah,
Kids, the
and
bell
you
bottoms.
look
and
out
the-
of place. You're the
Yeah.
only person that looked out of place. Everyone else is wearing t-shirt and jeans. Yeah. Because nobody would dress fancy.
That was my shit, though.
Yeah. That was your style. It's cool we played that festival.
Dude,
You
that
only knew
was-
a couple songs,
That was
though.
one of the coolest experiences ever. And that's the only experience I had like that,
Mm.
dude.
Not a lot of people showed up, but it was this big-ass stage with this big thing that could have been cool. If we just played a couple hours later, it would have been a lot of people there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think there was probably a lot more people by the time we couldn't see them.
Yeah. You know, Riff Kids had that happen so many times where we chose to play certain, like last time slot, thinking we're going to be good.
No,
like,
that's
remember,
the worst
Remember
slot.
Thanksgiving? Packed. It was like 400 people at that fucking bar. Like 400 people standing there enjoying the music, and right before we went on, everyone left.
Yeah, well, everyone always leaves for the headline.
Bro, that was ridiculous. It happened multiple times.
You know, the only person I know that their music, it doesn't sound like bitchy like that and stuff, is 50 Cent. That's like the only
The
one.
birthday shit? Come on.
Huh?
50 Cent.
I'm not talking about after Get Rich and Die Trying. 'Cause I don't
okay.
like any of that. But
Okay.
everything before that, dude, it's like a more stronger frame of mind with the lyrics.
And not like, it's your birthday, go show it, yeah, it's your birthday.
Well, I don't know.
That's what you're talking about, right?
No.
Or like the lick my something stick, the
No,
magic
but that's
stick.
all the, like.
Okay,
second
so that's what you're
album
talking about.
and shit.
Yeah, I don't know any old 50 Cent. I know a couple tracks that he was on with Eminem.
See, I think most of the songs they were on together.
His
either
verses
or
suffer.
sucked.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sometimes it's the best verse in the song, and sometimes it's like, why is that last line like move bitch? We say move bitch move. It's like what? Like what did you just say at that last line? Like you needed to finish that like couple last lines with like the strong, and you went the opposite. Like you kind of like trailed off. It was like because you're freestyling or something maybe. Like you walked in, they got fucked up, they fucking did a track. You know? I don't know. You didn't put the time into those verses,
Yeah.
those Eminem verses.
Yeah, dude, I do not like Patiently Waiting.
Okay.
Eminem's verse in that is fucking...
I don't even like Eminem anymore.
What?
I don't like him anymore. I haven't liked him for like 4 albums. Because the sound's different. I don't like the voice. I like the old Eminem voice.
When he was younger and his balls haven't dropped yet?
Even Marshall Mathers or whatever, I know, you might see me walking, might see me jogging, might see me walking a dead Rottweiler dog with the head dropped. I got him, Tom, just son of a bitch, fucking bargain. And now it's all like, I don't even know what it is. It's like, it just sounds like a 50-year-old dude rapping. That's what it sounds. I guess that's what it sounds like. It's a little Urkel now or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it.
He still impresses me, man.
I don't know. I don't think it's interesting in any way. I think the beats suffer. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I guess when there's no Dre.
No, but that last album,
which one was that?
Music to Be Murdered By.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last one I know of anyway.
Mm-hmm. Not a fan.
I think Kamikaze was amazing.
Too weird. The mixes were too weird, and I think he mixed that himself, didn't he? Did he mix that himself? Yeah, like that one with all the mashups of all the songs, like all the what were the Beastie Boys type sound? Like the mix is so weird. Like some of the vocals get lost, and I don't like that. I'm like, this is a vocal song, and I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong with the mixes.
Well, I know on a couple of tracks they used other people's beats of famous songs then.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that sounds like that sound, and then you put that in your song, and then it changes all these different ways, and you're trying to level it out, and so I just think it didn't work for me. I don't know. I thought it was
like
clutter.
The songs.
Clutter fucked.
Fucking, what's that one that...
what's the best album? Encore?
The best Eminem album?
Encore?
No, but it would have to be Slim Shady or the Eminem Show. Encore is the one where he fell off. They had Big Weenie and fucking...
Yeah, that's the stuff that I like the most. Yeah. Ass Like That and all that stuff like that. That's the only stuff I like about Eminem, the funny stuff. When he's trying to be serious, it's like, I can't take you serious. You've been rich for your whole life. What do you got? You're not whining about anything that's real. There you go. He was actually a little bitch at the time, so he was writing little bitch music that emotionally connected. Now it's like a rich guy in a fucking gated mansion, and he's talking about how, I don't even know. It's like, what the fuck?
No, the Eminem Show is amazing.
Okay, that's the
Business.
one. Okay.
Fucking
the Batman one.
Yeah. Dude, that album from front to back. The only song I don't like on that album is Superman. I hate that fucking... It's cheesy as shit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. The verses are funny, but the chorus is so terrible.
Yeah, it's fucking...
I like the shit, though. Like, you don't know... yeah,
well, that's a great song. Okay,
like that shit.
Encore, he didn't take it seriously, but there is some gold in it.
And then Relapse.
Yeah, and then Relapse came after.
Because that's when people hate it, and he hates that album.
But here's the thing.
It's got some of the best jams on it, though.
But you have to get past the cringiness of it.
The cheesy. And I like all the voices, though. Like the Arnold Get Down. I like all that stuff. And the Triumph, the comment. I love those things. So that's funny to me. Because rap, I don't take rap as serious as the rest of the world does, right? They hold rappers up on pedestals. And it's like, no. Like, we watch this show all the time. I'd say here's where podcasts where you get canceled, right? You're just talking shit about people. It's like we're watching Big RV Remix on fucking Netflix, and it has Big Boy from Outkast. He's running this company with this other lady, and he's like funding and stuff, and they make RVs for celebrities and stuff. And when he talks about himself, he's this lyrical genius. And it's like, dude, you're rapping poetry, bro. You're rhyming words. Like, I don't see the genius in it. I see if you put the work in, you're going to write a good rap song. That's why Eminem's good. That's why I like Eminem. That's why I even liked Macklemore for a time, because I felt like he made things make sense. You could tell a story. You could visualize some of the things that they're saying. That's cool. But just because you write, I got lyrics on the fucking page right now, and it's fucking, it's whatever. It ain't genius. It's just part of the thing. But if that's all you do, then you're wrapped up and that's your identity. So that's why everyone, you're popped on pedestal. It's like, whatever, dude. I don't hold it that high. I want to hear something interesting, different, fun, unique, whatever, because most rappers all sound the same. The mumble rap genre, they're all mumble rap genres with the same future sound. It's like Drake always sounds like Drake no matter what album and how many years have passed. It's still fucking Drake. It's like, no.
Well, you're just mad at Eminem for sounding the same.
I know I'm mad at Eminem. Yeah, exactly, for just being this one voice for 4 albums now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I don't like.
I'm not sure if he can help it. Like,
Can he? He could still go, go crazy, he could do all
he
that.
throws in some funny shit, dude.
But more, it's more like, what's the rap god voice? It's like,
Yeah.
how can you be a king when you're a rap god? Would you be a king? It's like, that's the sound I hear. Or like when he's doing his freestyles, when it's just like, in the back of the truck. Oh, Chris D'Elia did it. It was like in the truck with the floorboards with 4 doors and and the floorboards of Emerson Ford. And it's like, no, it's not interesting anymore to me. I don't know. I'm mad about it. I'm bitter because Eminem was my favorite shit for the longest time.
But you can still go back and listen to Slim Shady
I don't know
and Marshall Mathers.
But why? I've already heard it 1,000 back to the original part of the conversation. I cannot really listen to that White Zombie album anymore. I've heard it a million times. I can't listen to him, Eminem show or Marshall Mathers' first one. How many times I've heard those songs 1,000 times? I got them memorized.
Yeah.
I don't know any lyrics or anything from these new ones. They just don't. I just don't care. And it's annoying because there's nothing left to listen to.
Yeah, there's nothing left to care about.
Yeah, right. I mean, I like Tom McDonald for like a minute. I listened to his songs twice, and then never again.
I feel like that's all new music. It's like new movies. It's like I can watch fucking Scarface 100 times in my life.
Yeah.
I can watch Casino 100 times.
Right.
Fucking Rocky. I've watched it at least 1,000 times.
Because you watch Ghosted.
But any new movie that comes out, if it's an action movie, I'll sit through it the first time.
Yeah.
And then I'll.
Yeah.
Will I ever spend the time? Hell no.
You gonna watch Fast and Furious 9 again? No. I'm good.
I don't even like any of those kinds of movies, but even with horror movies, dude, if I seen like a horror movie that was made in the past fucking 10 or 20 years, I'll enjoy it, even if it's a good movie. Yeah. But I won't ever watch it again. It's like I already seen it.
Yeah.
But like it's like the older.
There's a handful.
Right.
Insidious, Conjuring. I like those.
But there's like with the old shit, there's like something you get like attached to.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. And dude, I consider. Remember, I was all about like recording on tape and all that shit. And music,
and talk you out of it. It's like it's not gonna sound any different, bro. It just won't. I could add that sound in there if you wanted to hiss.
Right, but I think that goes back to the symbol of Stairway to Heaven and shit.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something about if something's being recorded digitally that it's harder to connect with.
Yeah. Well, that's why everyone uses distortion now. Everything like this album we're mixing right now. The snare's got distortion on it. The bass has got distortion on it. The guitar's got distortion. The vocal's going to have distortion on it. Everything has distortion because that's what gives it the tape sound. That analog-y thing that people vibe with harmonics.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's what it is because it brings out harmonics of the bass instead of it just being like doom, 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 doom. It's like doom, 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 and it just has more up and down, more dynamic to it or whatever. And it injects dynamic into a sterile process, And then that's why nowadays, like when I on my master bus chain, so when everything's said and done, I use the plugins that move. Like I like everything to be a dynamic process. I don't just cut EQs out of guitars anymore. I dynamically process them. Every time it chucks or whatever, it reacts with the guitar. So it's like jing, 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 and it doesn't just take it out where it's like ding, 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 ding. You still got the fatness at certain parts, whatever. It's hard to explain, but not really. Yeah, it's like every plugin on the master chain has to move in some way and breathe life into the mix, or else you're just making it sterile. Yeah, I feel you on that. But a lot of these new preamps that come with these recording, they have stuff. Like if you bought the Volt interface that comes with like it's a UAD plugin interface. It has different preamps from like SSL or Neve and API. So, and it's funny is like it's all mental because people can put a plugin that emulates a Neve console or SSL channel and then use the real SSL channel. And they sound fucking exactly the same, and no one can ever pick it out.
But maybe the sound isn't what it is. Because like I'm saying, it's the same thing with movies.
Yeah. Well, with movies, there's a different thing though, in my opinion, because it's too clear. There's no film grain. That's why Walking Dead's cool. There's grain in that shit. They're not worried about the lighting being super perfect. There's grain. You watch an old movie now, look at how grainy Apocalypse Now is. It's literally their ISO and their cameras can't get enough light into the camera, so it's dark and it's gritty. And when they're trying to lighten the scene, you see all of those dots and all that static. That's film grain. It's naturally in those movies, and like a Quentin Tarantino movie or something like that. When you got like a Marvel film, it's 4K. crystal fucking clear. You can see anything that happens.
And that's like the coldness,
the staleness, the sterility of it. Yes.
Yeah, it kind of almost hurts your eyes to watch it, just like it hurts my ears to like listen to something that's so overproduced on the radio.
Yeah, that's why we dumb everything down. We tame all the highs on guitars. We take all the highs on the bass. We knock it all down because what people hear as old vintagey is saturation, distortion, and murkiness.
Yeah, because like when I listen to new Papa Roach, let's say, it's like my ears get
crystal
fatigued.
clear. Yeah, you can't hear it all
like,
day. You can't listen to Shine Down all day. You're gonna blow your shit out. It seems like, or something. But
you can listen to a whole fucking Beatles album over and over and over again, and it doesn't fatigue your ears.
And it's not that loud either, relative to other things, you know, because it's like loudness is part of the. People have been rolling that back, but for a while there was called the loudness. Everyone wanted it as loud as possible. Because funny enough, if I sent you two mixes, exact same mix, but on the master bus, this one's 2 dB louder. That one sounds better.
Oh, of course, especially if it's heavy music.
Yeah, because volume is EQ. It literally is in enhancing certain frequencies when it comes up.
Fucking I can't listen to anything unless it's loud, or I don't want to listen.
Can't connect with it unless it's old and you grew up with it. Like Zeppelin's not that loud. You know?
But like I hate like sometimes like I think that's why I don't hear the best anymore, is because when I was growing up, like my whole life, I just had my earbuds in full blast.
Yep.
And it got to the point where
ringing.
No, the volume just didn't go up loud enough for me to care.
Yeah, I feel
hear it. And then like in my truck, dude, it gets loud, but I can't listen to it at the volume I want because there's really high pitch. The speakers are terrible in the truck, dude. And like even listening to a podcast, someone will say a word, and there's like that high frequency of their voice will pierce my ear.
That's why you can't mix music loud. You have to mix music at you should be able to talk over it because it can't be loud. Because it'll blow your shit out.
And then if it sounds good quiet, it's going to sound good loud anyway. Right?
Well, you do occasionally, when you get that mix done, you do have to crank it to see if, because then remember, like volume is EQ. So if there's a frequency in the guitar, you're hearing at that low level. And when you turn it up, you're like,
it's exaggerated.
Yeah, it's like, that's harsh. Yeah. Like soprano mix, I was actually just talking about that. It's like, when at a regular level, that shit sounds fine. But when you crank their songs, those high, I took it to my buddy Mark's and we listened to his speakers just to see what it sounded like. It had this in the top end of all the guitars, and he was like, "Holy fuck, dude!" He's like, "We didn't even hear that shit until we turned it up." Yeah. He's like, "No more." He's like, we're gonna blow our ears out. We're not gonna get any more work done today. And it's like, yeah, we're gonna blow it out. And I remember when I was mixing their songs, I was feeling that I had to take breaks, or I could only mix it for a little at a time because I'd be like, man, my ears are ringing because I'm sitting there trying to EQ these really high fizzy guitars already, and I'm trying to EQ them and find all these frequencies I don't like, and it was blowing my ears out. But that's pretty typical for metal, it seems like. Or well, they're not metal, they're more like screamo, but it's like, loud, heavy guitar, loud guitars. Yeah. It can definitely make your ears, like, after mixing for a couple hours, like, oh my god, and then blew it out.
I even get that just listening to music, though.
Yeah, go to a club, you play a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
When you're in the Riff Kids playing all the fucking time, oh my god, man, my ears are blown the
Dude, that
out.
was the quietest band I've ever been in.
Yeah, I know.
Usually,
guys.
I'm jamming in a cinder block basement where you can't even hear the song.
When we heard you play in the loft, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What is this? I need to, let me go get my earplugs real quick.
Dude, it was crazy going into your guys' spot.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, dude, it sounds so quiet. He's playing drums. And I can hear myself think.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the first time that ever happened.
But when John first started playing, remember he brought the Kevlar snare, the marching band Kevlar snare, and that's what he would always play. And that was the loudest snare ever. It was like we couldn't even function as a band. Like, how are we supposed to write and like bounce ideas when it's just like the loudest thing ever?
Yeah, dude, me and Seb play 2 songs, and then we can't hear for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah, and lately, I haven't really had tinnitus too much because I haven't been mixing as much. And when I was mixing for a while, I was using my headphones all the time because I got them sweet Slate headphones, and I was like, just for 10 hours, I got these fucking headphones on.
I have to piss so bad.
All right,
I'm trying to hold it.
I need some water. You gonna shut that off, or you gonna let it run?
No, I'll let it run.
You gonna edit it? he said, I don't